Welcome, everybody! It's Tuesday Night Legacy. I love introducing us to no one. That's my favorite.
Nobody.
That's my favorite. People from the future that are watching this broadcast. Oh, and then we get attacked by notifications.
Yep.
Tuesday Night Legacy with people who play Legacy and their decks are going to battle it out for
reasons.
Because it's fun.
And
we're going to talk about it. It's going to be great. So if you're not here, quickly jump in and chat with us about it.
Yeah. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. You can chat with us from anywhere.
All the things. If you want, you can like take a screenshot and just put it in Google, and then we'd be there too.
Yeah, we could be. That'd be interesting.
I don't know why you do that, but you could.
It's good to have options. All right, let's take a look.
We've got, how many people do we have?
14.
14 people. Okay.
A little smaller today. And looks like people are going to sit down here in a sec.
Ooh, we've already got pairings. It's going to be great.
So we've got, this is Brian, right?
I believe so.
Not Joseph. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it is Joseph, but Brian. Oh, and Brian's back.
Oh, hey.
He left, and now he's back.
A couple days.
I thought you were gonna be gone forever. So when you got back, I was like, oh.
No, I mean, we'll go to Richmond, and then from Richmond is where I'm gone forever.
Yeah.
So that's when you guys say you're
Brian's.
Do you have a buy?
What?
Do you have a buy?
No, I'm in here because I'm grabbing a pithing needle for Paul. He just asked me for a pyroblast, a red elemental blast, and a pithing needle, and I'm just like, huh, something's up. But anyways, where's your hat, Bryce?
Oh, it's right here.
Damn.
I got a hat, guys.
Okay, jeez.
There's nobody even in chat that I'm showing this hat off
I
to.
don't care.
You're right. I wasn't showing it off well enough.
Hey, people are gonna go back and watch.
All right,
Whoa.
so let's watch Zach. Let's start off on this. It's an interesting deck.
Corey and Zach.
I've got the deck list.
Okay, so Corey's gonna be on Death Shadow. So Death Shadow seeing its like first real big appearance during the Pro Tour, and
I mean, it keeps being in team events,
right?
But in individual events, it doesn't show up.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But we've seen a lot of pro players like mess with this deck recently, and I expected to see it today. And I don't think this is the only Shadow deck we have in the room tonight.
Yeah, right. And I think he's playing blue-black Death Shadow.
Blue-black Death Shadow.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is going to be against Zach playing Bug Threshold.
I've got his deck list.
You have his deck list?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's pretty much playing like a rug Threshold deck without red, right?
Okay.
And I think it's going to be kind of interesting, actually.
I mean, I do know that he favors the Sultai colors. But I guess we'll see.
It's going to be interesting because he can go Underground Sea and have Stifle up. So that's like, haha, surprise.
Okay.
And that might win a game by itself.
Do they know that they're supposed to be on camera?
Yeah. Sure. Right? Everybody's sitting down. It always takes a little while to get this first round going.
Yeah, it really does.
And then we'll have, hey, Master of Glorifest. Boo.
Sorry.
What?
Terry requested that I play my real deck against him.
Oh.
Because of Richmond.
All right.
Sorry.
Where
you can
are
bring the
the
other one back then.
people?
I'll let you.
I will play both of them.
Okay. I see.
How's it going, Jeff? Welcome in. I don't know why you're booing us. We just started.
He's saying boo, like, hi. Like, haha, I'm here. Boo. Pretty sure. Not like, boo.
I think that was where it was going to be.
No.
He'll clarify for us.
Okay.
He'll let us know
All
what
right.
he means.
All right.
Okay, is this the table we're watching?
No. That one.
The empty one? You want to go find Corey and Zach? Now they're coming and sitting down? Okay. Alright, well let's jump over. Let's get this all filled in.
I win! I'm the winner. Boo!
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Bryce.
There's always this weird moment of the chairs do not align.
Yep, it's with that.
It's great.
Dumb thing.
Great
it's
fun.
Wonderful.
Okay.
All right, so we've got Zach here on our left.
And he's playing. Why are we calling it this?
Bug Threshold.
That's what we're calling it. It's not a good name for this deck, but it does play like Rug Threshold, and it doesn't actually have Nimble Mongoose in it. So
Wait, there's no Nimble Mongoose?
No.
Then what has Threshold?
Nothing. Nothing
Then
at all.
it's not-
But it's like
Can I just call it Sultai or Bug then?
Yeah, but it's a Stifle Wasteland. Gurmag Angler's kind of the replacement for
Bug Tempo? Bug Delver?
I don't. Yeah, it's Delver. It's a Delver deck, but
let's
it's
call it
not.
Bug
It's not,
Delver.
it's not what you'd think a Delver deck is.
That's fine. I'm going to
Put
call
an
it
asterisk right on that.
on the...
This is very important. We get this right, guys.
Why do people have to bring in decks that we don't know that we don't know well?
All right,
Makes it
and
harder on us,
Corey's
and this is
playing.
Corey Shadow.
I think he's on blue black.
Okay. Whoa. Blue Black Shadow.
Shadow, white shadow. We need a white shadow deck just so you can say that every time.
Shadow.
White shadow.
What would you use white in a shadow
No,
deck
it's
for?
from a movie. It's from like a kid's
Okay.
the Turbo Snail movie.
Yeah, no.
It has a Snoop Dogg in it. It's great.
Sounds great.
It is. There's a snail. It goes fast.
Sounds wonderful. Team America. I mean,
Yeah, but it's not. It's not at all.
Well, tell us a little about this list. If you have it, then like let's
Okay.
hear a little about it.
Creature base, 4 Delvers.
Okay.
3 Gurmag Anglers.
Okay, this is very Delver
4
already.
Goyfs.
Yeah, Delver.
Okay.
Sultai Delver.
And then it's 3 Abrupt Decay, Brainstorms, Daze,
Okay.
Fatal Push, 3 Fatal Push, 4 Force of Will, 4 Ponder, 2 Spell Pierce, 3 Stifle, 3 Thoughtseize.
This is as bug Delver as it could possibly be. I'm taking the asterisk off.
It's a lot. If you replace the black for green, or for the black for red, then it's Rug Delver.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's bug Delver.
I don't know why it's named that either. But it plays like a Winter Orb in the sideboard, and it's like a Rug
Here,
Delver.
let's walk through the name. All right, so we've got this B here. That stands for black.
No, it stands for the bug in the Delver because it's an insect.
Oh my goodness.
That's
hold
why
on.
they call it Bug Delver.
Wow, this makes way more sense.
Yeah, when you flip it over, he becomes a bug.
I thought the blue was for black, the U was for blue, and the G was for green.
No. Anything spicy tonight? Yes. If we say no, are you going to leave? All right, here we go. Zach just played a card that has
That's
marker
Delver.
written all over it.
Yeah, there it is.
There's the bug.
Yep. There's
We haven't seen the Delver yet.
No, it's not a bug yet.
Oh, wait.
It's just
you're
a
right.
human.
It's a Delver now.
Yes, it's
Okay.
a Delver.
Okay. Probably,
Probably not.
I'm not sure. We have 14 players. I think Brian is playing my silly Eureka deck. So, and I think that's spicy. So
How's it going, Batasai? Welcome in.
Corey's playing a blue-black shadow deck, and that's kind of the new thing that people are testing out in Legacy.
Yeah, I mean the goal is to deal yourself some damage and play something that is benefits off of your low life total.
If you're in our Discord, we are way ahead of the blue-black shadow game. This is the next evolution in blue-black shadow. Ready? Baleful Strix. As soon as decks start playing Baleful Strix, it'll be a tier 1 deck. Because we've just decided that any deck that has Baleful Strix in it, like we've seen Sneak and Show decks that are like trying to play Baleful Strix now.
Baleful Strix is so good.
Right? It's just a busted card. It gives you too much value. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing blue-black shadow or blue-black green or whatever shadow decks with Baleful Strix in them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising. All right, so on turn 2, Zach's gonna flip the Delver. So there's the bug. Now we found the bug.
Ooh, look! Now we've got a bug and a Delver.
Yeah. So and a Delver on the other side. So literally all we've seen is just a couple blue-black lands, a wasteland, and 3 Delvers.
It's
a good card. It's a good card.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It costs 1 mana, and then
Corey's gonna Force of Will the second Delver.
Yep, Force of Will. All right.
So now we've got the Delver battle here. Zach flipped his. He blind flipped his. Let's see if Corey can. He
will. All right, so Thoughtseize is going to flip Delver, and now we've got both of them flipped into Insectile Aberrations, and they look mean.
And that makes a big difference, right? Corey wants to deal himself damage. His whole deck is set up with Shocklands and Fetchlands into Shocklands and Thoughtseize and the cycling dude he already got rid of, whatever the...
Wow, this feels like a mirror match so far.
Yeah.
All right, so Wasteland is going to take out the Underground Sea, and now... Literally, we're just staring at a board of 2 flip Delvers. Yeah.
Yeah. At a half K.
At a half K this weekend.
Yeah, Shadow's a decent deck. I'm not sure if it's good enough or if it'll get figured out really quick.
Terry and Stockton and myself sat down last night and we ran through a league with Blue Black Shadow and we 5-0'd.
Nice.
So that was interesting. The deck definitely has play to it.
Stubborn Denial's a really good card, and when it's on almost all the time, you get ahead.
It's like fine even if you don't have the ferocious trigger though. Like it's okay. So
it's a weird card that you kind of have to play around, and people aren't used to playing around. It
pitches to Force of Will, and Corey picked up very quickly that he's probably not going to need that Stubborn Denial, so he that's gone, and now we're going to see a Death Shadow. Okay, so Death Shadow, because he's at 7 life, means that he's a 6/6, 6 power, 6 toughness, and
if Zach never draws another land,
if Zach hits for 3 here, then it's a turn 2 clock,
right?
Or 2 turn clock. I mean, I guess he could hold back another turn, but yeah, he's in trouble. I mean, that wasteland from Corey was a lot better than Zach's. It looks like he does have another wasteland, but that's not going to help a lot.
Nope. And it looks like he's got a Goyf in hand, so now does he hold it so that he has a nope. Just attacks. Death Shadow gets bigger. I mean, Corey loses life. And Corey shows that he's got game. He's got damage there that he can put himself down and kill Zach.
Yep. So
with a very big Death Shadow.
Yep. Corey's going to get this one very quickly. All right, let's take a look at our backup match. Oh, look. So exactly what you expected.
Did you know that Tarmogoyf is a 2-drop and is like really strong at being a 4/5, 5/6 sometimes? You have to play artifacts and you have to play planeswalkers, and Death Shadow can just be a 6/6 for 1.
Okay.
And you don't have to play green.
Yeah.
That's kind of where all this is coming in. It's just a little bit better.
And Joseph is on... Oh, he's on Death Shadow.
Apparently.
I don't know if he has extra colors yet. Let's just call it Shadow for now. But these guys are all shuffling up. We'll probably just stay on that first match. Yeah, let's stay over here. Let's continue watching Zach and Corey, since they're shuffling up as well.
Pink sleeves being shuffled and silver sleeves being shuffled. This is what Tuesday's all about, guys.
Yep.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun.
I mean, the fact that I'm not shuffling cards myself, I kind of get to live through them for a moment, you know?
Yeah, vicarious shuffling. It is an actual thing. Look it up.
I don't know. White Shadow.
Ooh.
That'd be really interesting. Jeff.
A 13/13. So, but then if you play it on turn 1, it's really big. It's a 7/7. A 1-drop 7/7 on turn 1. That seems a little broken.
It probably is. It dies to Fatal Push. It's fine.
It would have to cost like 3 or something like that, so that the earliest it could come down is turn 2 as a 7th. Even
they could build it something like that. Probably wouldn't be a 13/13, but I could see something like that.
Yeah. There's it doesn't. I don't think so.
I like that Zach's got a Mewtwo token at the front of his sideboard. Love it when people use Pokemon cards for their tokens.
Boo! See, that's what Masters was, was getting at earlier. That's what he was doing.
Oh.
Boo!
So now you're on my side?
I don't know. Guys, let's talk about the super exciting, all-important banned and restricted announcement that happened just yesterday. There was walls of text, paragraphs of detailed information about the inner workings of what they were thinking of in regards to all of the different bannings and restrictions, and nothing at all.
Was it actually just? I honestly didn't look. Was it just blank?
Yeah.
It just
Just
like
no changes.
it's just
period.
like announcement.
I think the period
nothing.
came before they finished typing no changes. Actually, yeah.
It came before. It's just like misspelled. Like no changes.
Period. Yep. It's pretty silly. I don't know. It was tense.
Whoa.
I don't get it.
You know, tents like a circus tent.
Like yeah. That's why you can never run past tents in a campground.
Oh, I was way off.
You can only ran past them because past tents.
I was thinking about the other kind of tents. Not bad.
We're in round 1, loose foul, and we're already
there.
Yeah, we're already digging.
We're not supposed to hit that
into puns.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be there till like round 3.
Yeah, I've got some saved up for later, but I mean, what else is intense? It doesn't work when you type it out.
Oh, camping. Camping's intense.
And circuses and what? I'm ready. I like that stock jumps in just for this.
Invest in life.
What?
What are you talking about, Jeff? Jeff's like way off topic. We're talking about tents here.
Yeah, come on.
All right, looks like we're getting some opening hands. I'm sure we'll have all kinds of mulliganing because we want to watch people shuffle more.
Stock is on mobile, and so he's got this nice long delay that's just building the excitement for this.
What's intense?
What else? I want to know.
Just tell me.
Wait.
Kyer, why are you the way you are?
All right, Zach's on the play.
I don't know how to answer that
Does he get to stifle? I want to see a stifle right here. Oh.
I got asked why I am the way I am. Bad parenting? I don't know.
Zach's got 2 spell pairs. I'm not sure that those are going to get the job done.
Brain damage?
Blue-black shadow. We'll see.
He's got a little bit of removal. He's got a lot of cantrips. We'll see what he's able to find. So he'll start off with a ponder.
He'll almost play a ponder and let it fall to the table and accidentally play it.
He sees... Oh, he took the land? Did he take the land?
I think so.
I think he did. So he sees 2 lands and a non-land. I couldn't see what card it was. But alcohol. Why are you the way you are, Kyer?
More cards are being thrown around.
Yeah, so he'll fetch. So he's going to get rid of those 2 cards that he left on top with that ponder. Kind of efficient, you know.
Yeah. Who needs brainstorm?
Yeah.
And you can do it for... there's a stifle.
Yeah, we're gonna stifle the fetch land.
Take that, Corey.
I mean, this is a good game plan, you know. Like, if you can keep Corey off of mana, and he actually only has like what? Let's say he has like fetch, and like a wasteland, then you're gonna be in really good shape with a stifle like that. However, it does look like there's a watery grave in hand for Corey, and that's gonna come down here. So he's gonna take the 2, and he's also gonna Thoughtseize. So he'll take another 2 off the Thoughtseize. And this is gonna
stock. We definitely have some miracles tonight. Josh is in the room playing.
Yeah. And
I don't know how many other decks are playing miracles.
Okay, so Thoughtseize has a couple options here. He can take Spell Pierce, he can take Brainstorm, or Abrupt Decay.
I think you have to take the Abrupt Decay.
I think you do too. I think this is the most threatening card. I don't think Spell Pierce is like really all that great in this matchup at all. And because Corey's threats are just so terrifying, right? Spell Pierce does nothing to them. Like
right.
all Spell Pierce does in this matchup is
takes a Brainstorm instead. And so that depends on what's in Corey's hand, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, all Spell Pierce really does in this matchup is like help you get your removal spells through. But when your removal spell that's in your hand is Abrupt Decay, then it's not like they can counter it anyway. Okay, so Wasteland's gonna take out the Watery Grave, and Corey does have another land in hand, so he's probably still okay.
Along with the Daze.
Yep, and it looks like we're gonna tap out here and cast a Gurmag Eagler. All right, big old 5/5.
It's a totally fair Magic card.
The big fish.
Totally fair. This is turn
3.
3.
3. Yeah, turn
and
3.
he used a Wasteland, and he's got a 5/5.
Yeah.
perfectly fair, balanced.
I don't see any problem with this.
1 mana 5/5. I mean, he paid 2, but that was his choice.
Right. No, I think he only had 5 cards in the graveyard. Yeah, he exiled this whole graveyard. He had to pay 2. All right, we're gonna see a fetch from Corey down to 14, and he's considering getting a watery grave here and going lower.
I think Corey's got a Daze in his hand. And
he does.
That would have been huge.
Yeah, I think he drew it.
But the Wasteland stops that.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's an Underground Sea. That's not a shock land.
Yeah, what is that?
It's not shocking, is what it is.
Yeah, it's not shocking at all.
Thought Scour.
Thought Scour. Interesting. Okay, he's gonna target himself. Wait, was that 2 Death Shadow?
Yeah, I think so.
2 Death Shadow hit the bin off that? That's crazy. That's so unlucky for Corey.
Not really what you want to do.
No, those are the cards that you want. He does have a Liliana in hand, but he's 2 lands off of casting that. Okay, there's a Sylvan Library. So he does have green.
Ooh, he's got some green.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Corey needs a Gurmag. Does he have one in hand? He does. Okay, here it comes.
All right, Big Fish versus Big Fish. And a Delver.
Yeah, reanimate's a thing. It doesn't work against... It works against his own Death Shadows for sure.
So
and most of these decks, I think, are playing 1 reanimate.
1 to 2, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Ponder gets revealed off the top to flip Delver, and it looks like he's going to cast that right away. So we see Diabolic Edict, Daze. Diabolic Edict looks wonderful right now. Now,
yeah, I think that just ends the game pretty much.
Oh, there's a Daze on the other side of the board, right?
I think so. You're right.
So maybe if he wants to play around Daze, he could wait a turn, and he has Spell Pierce, so it's a very like reasonable thing to do.
I would have gotten so excited to play that Edict. I would have just jammed it, and then Daze. That's a magic card.
Yeah, you would have messed up and lost the game.
Pretty much. Well,
yeah.
It would have taken a little longer. But yeah.
Probably would have lost. Corey's hand's actually pretty freaking good. Like he just needs another land. If he had 2 lands, then he'd be able to do multiple things in 1 turn.
Well, these Death Shadow decks play a pretty small amount of lands, right?
They do.
Because they want to operate off of 1 or 2.
Right, and after 1 getting stifled, Corey normally would have 2 lands right now, but it seems like both players are playing with Wastelands, so I definitely can see a reason to keep a hand with more lands. Okay, he does have a Watery Grave. There it is. He's
down to 4.
Yep, down to 4. This is the problem with playing shock lands, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there's a Ratchet Palm, and this is just gonna get Spell Pierced. I think this is pretty good. Like, when else are you gonna use this? And now you're like, yeah, now you're just clear to use the Diabolic Edict. Let's do this. All right, Edict you, and yeah, Corey's just gonna pick up his cards.
Told you he was gonna play the Edict the next turn. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Why was I so confused then?
I don't know.
All right, let's take a look at our other match. Looks like something's actually going on. We've got Joseph versus Paul. This is Shadow on our left, so this is the second Shadow deck that we're seeing during this round, and he's going to be playing against lands.
Grove of the Burn Willows going to kill a Death Shadow? Is that what we're going to see?
No, never.
It might.
Actually, there's no way. This is a lot of damage. So this is 4 damage from the Death Shadow and 3 from the Street Wraith. So, I mean, 7 damage coming across. That's going to put Paul to 9. And if Joseph can deal himself a couple damage next turn, then he can win. How is all of his mana untapped when there's a Tabernacle on the board? Did both of them forget that Joseph needed to pay for the Tabernacle?
It's Joseph's triggers that he forgot, so because Tabernacle's weirdly worded.
Okay, so here's a Ghost Quarter. This is going to get rid of one of the Watery Graves. Now, a lot of these Shadow decks play with 0 basics, so the fact that Joseph now has a basic island and a basic swamp in play, pretty good for him in this scenario. Good question. Yeah, I'm all about those good questions. Okay, we're gonna bring back a punishing fire.
Shrink Death Shadow down to a 2/2.
Yep.
Shrink it down to a 1/1. Oh, and kill it.
Yeah.
Try to kill it with daze.
Daze.
Daze stops that.
Okay, so this is such an interesting interaction. So Paul's Grove the Burn Willows, when they tap for red or green, they gain your opponent 1 life, which Death Shadow definitely cares about that.
And so here Joseph is choosing not to pay for his Death Shadow because it's going to die next turn.
Yeah, it's definitely going to die. There's 3 Grove of the Burn Willows over there. There's no way he can deal himself enough damage to keep that Death Shadow alive. So it makes sense.
And the Street Wraith is going to die here to Punishing Fires, right?
He needs it in hand. He needs a Punishing Fire in hand with 5 mana to be able to kill it. So I guess we'll see if he has one in hand. Okay, so here's a Life from the Loam. I actually don't think he's like in an incredible rush as long as... Well, okay, so he's going to grab a couple lands and then he has Exploration out so he can play 2 more. Or 2 lands this turn. Guess we'll see what he does from here.
Tabernacle's a fair Magic card.
I think it's perfectly fair.
Especially when you play it with Wasteland and Ghost Quarter. Totally
Okay,
fair.
so here the Punishing Fire comes back. Here's 2 lands from Paul, and see now to kill the Street Wraith he would need 5. He would need 5 mana. And he only has 4. Unless he has 2 Punishing Fire, which it looks to me like he does. He sure does. Okay.
Punished.
Yep.
Fired.
Boom.
Punishing. You guys get it.
All right, so yeah, Paul's in a great position now. He's got Life from the Loam going. He's got a Ghost Quarter in hand, and he can start picking off Joseph's lands. He's really not worried about this Delver yet, I guess.
Doesn't do anything. He's
Yeah. Punishing Fire should just be able to take care of it. So he just is going to continue to dredge Life from the Loam, and yeah, this looks like a game for Paul.
We can go ahead and jump back to our game 3 of blue-black with a splash of green.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Versus this Bug Delver list.
All right, so turn 1, Corey's going to play an Overgrown Tomb, and he's going to Thoughtseize. So that puts him down to 16, and his options are Stifle, Abrupt Decay, 1 of 2 Force of Wills, and a Spell Pierce. You gotta just take the Abrupt Decay, or if you like need a land, then you take the Stifle, I guess.
Yeah, when you know the Stifle's in hand, it's a lot easier to play around it. It's just a card that pitches to Force at this point. But this hand doesn't actually do a heck of a lot.
No, it really doesn't. No threats. It's got a little bit of interaction for Corey, but there'll be 1 less piece of interaction. Whoa, he's gonna take the Spell Pierce?
Okay.
Interesting.
That's the one card that Zach can play and have it, if Corey's trying to brainstorm or something like that,
Yeah.
have it actually matter. And it's a card that pitches to Force.
Yeah, so Wasteland's going to be the play. I think that was a pretty obvious play for Zach there.
Yeah, not usually what you want to be doing when you're on the draw, right? But you get to hope that maybe he doesn't have lands in hand, right?
So this is a breeding pool. I'm going to switch this name. This has green.
The one card that can't play Death Shadow, not that Corey would want to play it right here anyway, but yep. And it plays what, one of each shock, or does it play more than that?
I honestly don't know. I've seen a lot of the blue-black version, but I haven't seen a lot of these that splash green.
A couple of the Watery Graves, and maybe one of each of the others. Brainstorm.
The breeding pool does not look like a green or a blue land. It just doesn't.
Not from this distance.
Not from this distance.
We're like 7 inches away right now.
Maybe if I get closer to the screen.
Yeah, that helps. This is just what you guys expected to happen with Legacy, right? You ban Deathrite Shaman, and everybody plays Death Shadow.
Yep.
Totally makes sense.
It's exactly what I knew.
It's kind of a weird timing for this deck to come around because it was tried out months ago, right? Too close.
Too close.
And I'm not sure exactly why it now is seeing a resurgence in people trying it out.
I think people who were playing, Grixis Delver and the deck kind of died off. They realized that they still wanted to play kind of a tempo strategy that was powerful and that can kind of get in under other strategies. And I think that this is probably the best deck to do it. It's
also a different mindset, right? You have control of your own life total, right? And you have control of how aggressive you get to be and how much of a control deck you want to be.
Yeah,
and
it's difficult to pilot.
Yeah, and some decks you don't get that much control. You just jam creatures and put them out and attack. So it's a little bit more thought-intensive and interesting.
Definitely. All right, so just a land and a pass from Zach.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
I've seen lists that don't run any underground seas at all.
I think you want one or two. I really do.
Yeah, for those times that you need a land and you're in a situation where you don't want to shock yourself. But
I would play 2. That's just me. But I'd probably play like 3 Watery Grave and like 2 underground, something like that. I don't know.
There's Corey fetching and waiting for the response because of Stifle. Shocks himself. Just a measly 3 points of life. If you play Modern, you're used to that. If you play Legacy, it feels really weird. Crumpler 64. What 64 things did you crumple?
I hadn't thought of that question until now.
Maybe he only crumpled one Nintendo 64. Maybe that's what he did.
That would make sense.
If you did that, your name would stick. Like,
it would.
Right? People wouldn't forget that.
Death Shadow is in, and it is currently a 2/2.
Yep, Zach's not playing any red, so you don't really have to worry about Bolt or Punishing Fire or other cards.
And it is going to get Force of Will.
And Corey knew about those.
Yeah.
So he gets to choose what to do here.
Yeah. And where Corey's got quite a bit of land, Stifle is not looking its best at the moment. Pretty easy card to get rid of there. It does let Corey know that there's another Force of Will hanging out in Zach's hand.
Yeah, so Corey right there had Spell Pierce plus Daze, so he actually could have countered that force, but he knew there was another force.
Yeah, I think just jamming another threat here is great.
Yeah.
So, incoming Gurmag Angler, and we'll see if this warrants another Force of Will, or he has a Daze. Probably Daze.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting play actually because of that. I think he knew about the other force. Yeah. He did.
I would Daze. I don't know. I think. The joy. Joy.
Just for 5 minutes, huh? Mine lasted a little longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but yes.
But I wasn't named a Crumpler.
No,
so
right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, here's a brainstorm. Let's check out what Zach can find here. It looks like a Ponderate Delver and a Gurmag Angler? Question mark? Lots of goodies.
Uh-oh. I don't know what it means.
A 64.
It's a 64 getting crumpled. Another Force of Will. Forcing the wills.
Mm-hmm. Zach's like, I don't need cards.
Yeah, got enough.
I just need an empty board state.
I think if you had the Gurmag Angler, which Corey did, I just didn't know he had it. I think I would have done the whole battle over the Death Shadow initially and made him play the Force of Will there, and yeah, it would have drained lots of resources. But then you could unload the Gurmag Angler
I agree. This puts him
Next
in a
turn.
pretty tough spot, being tapped out right now with just reactive spells in hand.
And I think he could have even done it the same turn, right? He
Yeah,
would
he
have. He would have put more cards in his graveyard. Gurmag would have just cost 1. I think he could have
Yeah, I think he could.
pierced and dazed, and then Gurmag Angler and. If he'd led on Spell Pierce, Zach probably would have just paid for it, but I'm not sure.
Yep. And we've got a Delver of Secrets.
Zach having a daze in hand would have stopped all of that anyway, but I think that's the line I would have gone with.
Yep, and a Gurmag. Yep, there's a Daze, and it looks... I expect to see a Daze back here. Yep.
This is fun, right? This is fun
Yes.
magic right here. I've got a 5/5 for 1. Can you pay 1 more? No. Can you pay 1 more? Yes.
That was interesting. So Zach returned the island, and he didn't replay the land.
Maybe Coriel thought sees it.
Yeah. Good call, Bryce.
Haha!
All right.
Gotcha.
Well,
Wasteland.
I guess he kept his black source in hand. All right, and then we've got an Abrupt Decay, so let's kill your land, kill your creature. Loving all the old art cards, all the old dazes that are signed, and the Chris Rush.
Expedition Shocklands that are kind of new.
Well, that's on Corey's side.
Oh.
We don't need to worry about that
Okay,
side of the board.
Okay. Gurmag Angler. 5/5. That's all you need. You don't need any lands. You don't need cards. You just need a 5/5.
Yep, that's all you need.
Yep.
Just a big old fish.
Uh-huh.
I can't think of anything else we need. Yeah, and it's gonna be okay. This gives Corey another turn. Well, there's a Delver, so we know he has the Underground Sea in hand because of the days.
I guess by keeping it in hand, you're protecting it from Wasteland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And does he now jam a Delver,
I would.
or does he leave it up for force?
I think you jam the Delver. It threatens lethal this next turn. It makes Corey have to play the reactive game. Either way, it's fine.
Does
but-
neither. He just plays the C. Hiya! That's the sound a Gurmag Angler makes when it attacks. And there's no blockers. It goes, hiya! That's what it does. Guys, you should know that. Now you do, actually. So you don't have to know it anymore.
God, people were here listening to you say those words.
Hiya!
Ugh.
I'm going to alter a Gurmag Angler with a little thought bubble that says,
Is that
hiya!
It's a Dismember. And we've got a Force of Will. It's Pitch Delver. The more you know.
And so Corey, Dismember is a great card, right? It's a great card in Death Shadow. Right there, he had to pay full mana for it, and so his Flusterstorm and such things that could have stopped that counterspell didn't matter.
Zach takes this one. And guess what?
We've determined right here the far superior deck is Bug Threshold over Bug Delver. No,
You
Death
can't
Shadow.
call a deck a threshold deck
No,
when there's
I
not a
agree.
single card in the deck that
But
has
the
threshold.
the non-Death Shadow deck won. So Death Shadow's dead. It probably is never going to see playing legacy.
I mean,
ever again.
honestly, it plays with like all the same creatures except you play Tarmogoyf instead of Death Shadow. It's really not like super different. It deals a little less damage to itself, and it plays a slightly less optimal creature.
They're a little bit different decks, right? Thoughtseize versus Stifle.
Yeah, they had a lot of similarities though.
Where'd the list go? Where'd you go, list? Disappeared on me. Yeah, I mean, well, they were similar in that we saw Delver, Gurmag, Force of Will.
Those decks probably have over 20 cards in common outside the mana base, so...
Yeah. Diabolic Edict coming into the sideboard was great.
Mm-hmm.
Liliana the Last Hope was... It cost 3, which was rough versus Wasteland.
Yeah, it did end up being pretty harsh, but I still think it's probably good bringing in, you know... You can pretty much expect your Death Shadows to die, and you're gonna need ways to get that back in.
It was a double Death Shadow feature.
It sure was.
Paul, what was the status of your
how'd your match go?
What was your record? We didn't see the end.
We saw you win one game. The fact that he's jumping in chat makes me think he's ready to stick around a little longer. I think he won. What do you think?
I give it a 50-50 chance. I don't think it was a draw.
Wow, you're really daring.
He won 2-0.
There you go. Yep. So Lands was able to beat Death Shadow on
it's pretty cool getting to have 3 Grove of the Burn Willows against your Death Shadow opponent.
Yeah.
I'll give you a whole bunch of life because I don't care. And your guy just died.
Here's my 3/3. Tap my land. It's a 2/2 now. Yeah. Punishing fire it. Lol.
People in chat, how are you guys today? How is this Tuesday treating you?
I didn't hear anything.
There's a little delay.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I mean, the crumpler is crumpling things.
64 things. Tap Grove all day. Yep, just every turn. The second you know they're a Death Shadow deck, you're just like, oh, you're 20? No, you're 21.
And we've got...
You can have all the life.
Who else do we have?
See if I care. We got some people. It's the end of the first round, and we've got up over 40 people. That's all right.
We haven't gotten into the exciting part of the night yet. We're in the initial building excitement phase.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the fetch phase of the night, where all you do is fetch and shuffle and fetch and shuffle.
There you go.
And yeah, maybe play a 1-drop and it gets countered. That's what we're doing right now.
Got a noob Magic player enjoying the stream and supporting the favorite store.
Well done, sir.
Speaking of your favorite store, well, I hope you're talking about Paragon City Games, because this place is pretty awesome.
Right?
Yeah. And look, we got new hats. Look.
They're cool.
Yeah. I don't really know why green's on the bottom of the bill, but
everybody knows that if you make a custom hat, the bill has to be green on the bottom.
Nobody told me that.
That's a requirement thing. You only ever get to see the early rounds? Well, everything is recorded, so you can go back and watch the later rounds.
You could. There are you can. I think Twitch holds on to them for like a week or 2, and then YouTube will hold on to them for like ever. So if you want to catch up on like what happened, you can always go back.
It's not the same. I mean, you don't get to enjoy our amazing banter that is.
Oh, I was gonna call it commentary. I like yours better.
Oh, I don't think we actually provide any real commentary. We just talk.
Oh,
but if you listen to it live, it's better. I've gone back and watched it recorded, and it's not very good. So I just assume that it's better live because I've never been able to hear us live. So yeah, I think that's how it works.
That's awesome, Crumpler. That's cool that you're getting started with some Magic stuff. I'm definitely here every Wednesday too, so sure we're familiar faces.
We've got 6 minutes left in the round 1. Yeah. We're gonna do 4 rounds of Legacy. Awesome paper, actual real life Magic Legacy. None of this online stuff, even though we're showing it to you online.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
It is.
Yep. It is. It's true. It's more fun live when you get to actually interact and tell us all the things
that way
we
you
miss.
Can jump in chat and make fun of us in person.
No,
you know?
I mean, wait. Yeah, that's sort of in person.
It's personable.
We'll let you. That's why we're here. All right, here we go. Maybe.
No, probably not. That'd be sweet if the round ended early. I'd be happy.
This
Bryce, do you have any new altars to show us today?
I do not. Not a 1.
I bet there's one person in chat right now who's upset to hear that.
I've got the one from last week I showed.
Okay.
You can see that again.
Yeah, we could.
It arrived forever, wherever away it went.
In person adjacent. Good call. That reminds me of a How I Met Your Mother quote.
Oh dear. Crumpler! Well done.
Thanks for the sub, Crumpler. Appreciate that.
Uh-oh. Why are you upset?
I don't want to ask those questions. I'm always afraid of the answer.
It almost went in the Plinko thing. Hey, anybody else who happens to have Twitch Prime and wants to throw their subscription at us, we'll catch it. We'll try to catch it.
I don't know. The cup isn't very movable. We'll try to let the Plinko thing do its work.
Right.
Crump bump. Nice.
Oh, no altar. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You see? Oh, yeah.
do
See?
I have?
One person. I told you one person. Is this a live wet stream? Not a whole lot wet about this stream. But it is a live stream. Alex the Hut, thank you so much for the subscription. You guys rock.
Yep, that's very awesome. Now I got to find an altar to show Alex because he's upset.
Usually wet streams are like up the mountain a little further. You can usually like jump in a tube and go down them.
I don't think I have anything.
Watch out for rocks
show you.
though.
Oh.
I have a friend who like really creamed himself on a rock.
Did I show you guys the Tessa?
The what?
This guy?
I don't know. The
Tessa?
Tessa?
The Tessa?
I think you did show me,
Okay.
but I don't know. We can pull up your page probably after this round or like next time we have a little.
We'll show you a altar. I don't know if it's a new altar. I mean, I just finished it, but I'm actually gonna have some altars to sell.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Almost everything I've done is done commission, but
You've
I
wanted
had
to do
somebody
your
who
own
wanted
things.
to do some, like he commissioned a card, and it turned out pretty sweet. And then he wanted it in German instead, so I'm gonna try and sell those for him.
Any decks been popping up that you guys are excited about? I don't think there are any like really new decks that I'm like really excited about. However, I'm excited about the Legacy format in general right now. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, in Legacy there isn't a deck that just suddenly came out of unless you count my Eureka thing.
Yeah,
and even
and
that isn't really out of
Legacy
nowhere.
tournaments have been all over the place too. If you look at top eights, like man, they are wildly inconsistent on what decks are, doing well and what isn't. It's just a skill-intensive format. It's good.
Yep.
Bryce, do you want to alter his signed
They're
shadows?
signed. I don't know.
You don't want to touch that.
I'd be happy to talk to you about it, Stock. If you want to message me on my Facebook page, we can discuss it for sure. It's fun to do altars for people in chat. It's been fun to do.
And that's what, facebook.com/feltalters?
Felt altars, yeah. There was a link earlier that auto-linked it. We can do it again.
I sure can.
I actually don't have a lot of commissions at the very current moment, so
It's because you
now would
scared
be
them
a
all
great
away.
time. No, I had a lot, and I was pushing people back because there was so much.
Goblins are back, and that's all you need.
Goblins are back, and that's great because it's fun to play against goblins. I mean, it's a really challenging opponent. I'm always happy when my
Don't get me
opponent
wrong.
plays
Don't get me wrong.
goblins.
I like the goblins. I like the goblins. I just don't think they're very good.
They're in your bag right there.
Oh,
a lot
that's
of bags.
Stockton.
Yeah,
I mean, I kind of figured it was Stockton, but
he scoops a
I
lot.
wasn't sure. I didn't know that Stockton scooped a lot. Stockton, you work with me all day, and you jump in stream to ask me why I am the way I am. Really? Are you being serious right now?
Some people just want to have something to talk about.
He's just mad that he had to sit down and sort cards all day.
That's not a bad thing to do though.
Oh, well, we're grading cards right now. It's kind of brutal. Somewhat brutal.
Yeah, Goblin Grenade. I think I opened one of those in Fallen Empires as well.
For sure.
Why
Right.
hasn't the next round started? Come on, round. Hasn't started yet.
Nope. I wonder who's keeping our round going long.
Does Legacy Goblins play Goblin Grenade?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
Not that I know of. I don't think so. Does Paragon have any other locations than Draper? Not right now. We're actually not even 2 years old yet as a store, so I can say that is something that will happen. but I'm not sure entirely when.
Utah's kind of strange. I believe, according to somebody I chatted with, Utah has, or the Salt Lake area has more card stores per capita than pretty much anywhere else in the country. So having a second location is kind of bizarre.
So many card stores. It is ridiculous.
And this one, we've had 100 people ish for a Friday Night Magic, which is amazing.
We talked about rhetorical questions. Yeah, yet you answer my joke. Made me upset. Good. Deal with it.
So, see, I was going to come prepared for this stream. You know, just a lot of information that I was going to disseminate and give to the masses. And you can't prepare for this.
Yeah.
No, we talked about rhetorical questions, and I wasn't expecting that. All right. Somebody asked back where
people are asking stuff.
Mio, what? We briefly mentioned this, right?
Yeah.
Any decks popping up that you guys are excited about? I'm curious about that question. In Legacy in particular, in Magic in general, like if you're a Legacy player, what deck do you play? Mio.
I mean, I really like the Rector decks. I know that those have been out for a little while, but those are kind of the decks that I'm like most excited about. And I mean, I've been really hyped up on Agrolum lately, and
I'm curious about which Legacy deck has the most to gain. Okay, so like Grixis Delver is pretty finely tuned, and it's hard to imagine them printing something better than just about any card at any slot in a standard deck right now. But the Nyx Fit deck that plays Overwhelming Splendor, they've shown they have no problem printing a 10-mana enchantment that totally shuts down your opponent.
Yeah.
Or a Planeswalker that we could see a 4-mana Planeswalker one day that is just
lots of room,
busted, but
room for improvement.
Is if you can cheat it into play, right? Which Legacy can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if something like this Eureka deck or a Rector deck has more room to gain in the near future than just about anything else in Legacy.
Yeah, 8 million. This store definitely did take off quickly. Like one day we were still small, and the next day we were like really, really big, and we still have a lot of work to do. You know, I'm one of the managers here at the store, and I can honestly say that we have.
This is a fun deck. It plays with the Nick Fit base, right, of Veteran Explorer and Cabal Therapy.
Should we just pull it up and like talk about it for a second?
Well, I think I heard.
Are they getting ready?
Players, do you want to check our tables, make sure? Maybe that was just.
Maybe you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm just crazy. Oh, I don't have
8 Rector?
A list of the 8 Rector build. I don't have it written down anywhere online.
I mean, it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah,
it's basically just your Veteran Explorers, and then you have 3 of each Rector in your main. You actually played the older deck in a few paper tournaments. I actually think that deck's really, really powerful right now, and I haven't done a lot of testing with it, but I plan to. The only reason I haven't done a lot of testing with it is because I plan to play Agrolome in Richmond, which is coming up here in like what, a week and a half ish. It's like coming up really fast. Speaking of that, I will be in Richmond. I know that Terry, I know that Brian, a couple of us from Paragon City Games will be there. I'm excited. Like, I mean, last Legacy GP was a blast. So, hail Legacy. Any D&T tonight? Yes. Or wait.
I don't know.
No, Jeff's not here. And Trace isn't here either.
I don't know if there's any Death in Texas tonight.
Maybe not. I can think of like 3 or 4 D&T players. Now that I think of it, I don't think I saw any of them. They come and go in groups.
It does seem like that, right? One day we've got 5 of them, and the next day we've got none. Same thing with Miracle.
They hang out with each other, you know. And tonight it was one of their grandma's birthdays, and there was going to be cake, and there was going to be ice cream, and they didn't want to miss that. So,
going back to this Nyx Fit deck, if you guys are clicking on that link, The nice thing about the Eureka build is that if your opponent brings in some graveyard hate,
You don't just
you
get
have
completely
you
killed,
still have
yeah.
some game against it. And Eureka's a fun card to play that is stupidly overpriced.
Yeah, it is stupidly. I mean, it's a Legends card. It's a Legends card that that's on the reserve list. Like
Yeah.
what?
It's like $350 in paper and like 3 cents on
Right,
Magic
and
Online.
like no deck uses it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you really want to play Rector or Eureka Fit, then like go for it. It's sweet, But
Yeah, so real
it's gonna
quick,
cost you a pretty penny.
I mean, I don't have the exact list in front of me, but you have to make cuts from this Nyx Fit deck, right? And so you drop the Green Sun Zenith, the Diabolic Intent, you drop 2 Lingering Souls, the Maelstrom Pulse,
Yeah.
and 2 of the Evolutionary Leap, and
You cut the deed, and then you cut.
and then you're filling that in with 3. I'm only playing 3 total of the new Rector, and 3 Planeswalkers. I'm playing 2 Ugin and 1 Bolas.
Yep.
And I think there's room to maybe play another Planeswalker. I'm just not sure which one is worth it. And in fact, in our list, in this, or your list, the Living Fit list, often going Dovescape Curse of Deathhold was correct. I've yet to want to go get a Dovescape. I think the only real deck you want Dovescape against is something like Storm.
Mhm.
And usually going and getting Overwhelming Splendor or Omniscience or something else in the 7 Rector deck is more correct. So I think that the Dovescape could actually move to the side,
It could.
which is kind of weird.
It does lock down some really important matchups, and I've won with it a lot. But yeah, drawing it is a nightmare. I mean that's got to be the biggest problem with this Living Nyx Fit. Like it.
Drawing the cards and not being able to play them.
Yeah, if you draw a couple of the enchantments, you really do just kind of roll over and die sometimes. So, and then sometimes you get Evolutionary Leap going, and you find all your Veteran Explorers, and you get all 8 basics into play, and then next thing you know, you're just casting the big things that you've drawn. So it's not always a big deal, but it sure can be.
The 8 Rector deck has a really nice faster win in that you sacrifice a normal Academy Rector, you go get Omniscience, and you play a Living Wish and then Emrakul out of your side, and it's just a little quicker than having to somehow chain Rectors to get the 2 lock pieces that you usually need for the win.
Wow, we are way past time, and we still have not had things start up. How do I feel about this? Well, let's find out what Mr. Hackbert has to say. I feel uncomfortable.
I think it's brilliant.
It looks brilliant.
What is happening?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I'm regretting clicking on his link.
Savage beating? Wait, what's Savage beating even do?
I don't know. I don't want.
Double strike, or you can have an additional combat phase. So it's all built around Narset. Whatever it is, let's do it. You're welcome. Stream Decker won't come. Why not?
Why? That's weird. It's just called New Deck.
Is it raining?
Yeah, sounds like it's raining.
It's raining really hard right now, guys.
Oh, jeez. See, Hackbert's the one who gave us the original list of Nyx Fit, and now he's thinking, hey, maybe I can do some other silly things.
It says that Narset is a banned word.
Or canon is. It's probably canon.
All right,
I
go
can't
back,
see why
go back
Narset
to
would be.
this list again.
No. What are you doing? So the whole goal is to reanimate Narset. I guess you can reanimate Emrakul too.
Yeah, you're gonna with haste though.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, you're gonna reanimate Narset with haste, and then you're going to get to play non-creature spells with Narset. Is that what it is? What's Narset do?
I don't know.
Non-creatures. You may cast non-creature cards.
Yeah, so you hit like 3 brilliant ultimatums.
And then you get to Relentless Assault or Savage Beating. and do it again.
Yep, and then you get another combat, and then you get a swing, and then you get a swing and swing, and then your little 3 power.
Have you ever cast Emrakul?
Is it coming off Brilliant Ultimatum?
You're gonna eventually discard it, and then you're going to Shallow Grave it on the shuffle trigger. Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, you got to pick a pile. If Emrakul goes into one of the piles off Brilliant Ultimatum, you just pick the pile with Emrakul. You cast it.
Oh, you get to cast it.
Yep.
Oh, that's what Brilliant Ultimatum does.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I don't.
It's a 6 mana card that you need to have
7.
in. Wow.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, you free cast Entomb. Or if it's exiled, then you pull it from Eternity. Oh my goodness. You know, Hackbert, like...
All right. We've got some people sitting down finally.
Sometimes, man. Like, I want to like you.
This is great. Somebody said, hey, is there a deck that came out where? And that was it.
You know, I sit back and I have a couple drinks with this guy, and next thing you know, he thinks he can treat me like this. All right. Looks like people are sitting down.
That's a legacy deck that probably does not cost very much. And is probably not very good.
Who are we watching here? We weren't going to watch Steven and Jackson?
Sure. I'm not sure what Steven's playing tonight. I have no idea what Jackson's playing tonight.
This is Steven here, right? I think so.
Round 2. Steven uncapitalized.
Blue Red Delver.
Look.
Don't worry about it. I haven't shown them that yet. You don't have to tell them about my very not classy way of...
All right, so it says Jackson's playing Eureka Fit.
Did your deck get handed off?
It maybe did.
These are your sleeves?
No. Maybe he built it himself, which would be great. I'd love to see a different version of the deck because I've tweaked it myself.
Let's wait and see. All right, let's jump over. Ta-da!
Actual Magic, not Narset canon. Narset, go through the motions. Eventually, you get to, if your opponent does absolutely nothing to you, you might have a shot at winning. After 19 combat steps in the same turn.
You love it, don't lie. I can't lie to you, Akbert. I just can't.
This is what we do here on Tuesday nights, guys. So if you haven't and you want to, you can give us a follow, and then there'll be a little neat notification if you have them on that we've gone live, and so you can see them.
That way, when we start talking at the beginning of the stream, we don't feel like we're talking to no one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently, everyone in chat has already followed us.
Yep.
And so they don't need to. Every single one.
Brian just sent me a picture. And he's outside the room, so... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he messaged me and he says there's more than one. Eureka Fit.
That's great.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or it's just a Nick Fit deck.
Maybe it's just Nick Fit.
All right, Jackson's starting off with an island into a ponder. I don't think he's on Eureka Fit.
Yeah, I'm going to say no to that.
That looks like Brian's food chain deck.
Over here?
Yeah.
This is Miracles.
Oh, never mind. He's playing Miracles. Of course. I thought the sleeves and the island gave it away, but it didn't. Back to the Blue Red Delver.
Yeah, so Blue Red Delver is something that we haven't seen a ton of lately, but I actually think it's still a really strong deck. I will say that Price of Progress probably is the worst it's been in a while, but this deck only played a couple anyway, and it's just going to use some burn spells and some efficient creatures to, you know.
Is there a Rest in Peace main? So this might be a...
Oh,
nice
you think this is that a Luminarch Ascension? Nuh-uh. Okay, so this is
not Miracles.
Yeah, it's Rip Helm, right?
Yeah. Probably Rest in Peace Energy Field with a 1 of Helm of Obedience.
I'm not sure what to call this deck. Does it have an official name, guys?
And so Steven's on a very I want to deal damage to you plan. That's my plan to win, right? And he's trying to do it quickly. And Jackson can just stop that cold with a couple cards.
Yep. So here's Rest in Peace. So this is going to exile some graveyards. If yeah, I don't think Steven's too concerned about that. I think that's fine. His creature has prowess. It doesn't really care about blue-white trash. Settle down, Hackbert. Come on.
Rest in Peace actually is the card that you want to not have stick, because it's the 1 of card. You need Energy Field and or Helm of Obedience.
Yeah.
As the other part.
Well, Luminarch Ascension was seen off the Ponder.
Yeah, I've
never
seen that in a build.
So that would be really, really interesting to see, like Rip plus Energy Field, and then play Luminarch Ascension, and then just kind of ride that to victory. All right, so we're gonna see a Lightning Bolt to get an extra damage with prowess.
Down to 11. That's some damage.
Yeah, they also play Force Field. Yeah, it's a weird deck, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's like a control deck with a combo win instead of.
I've never seen a Force Field in one of these lists.
Or like a Monastery Mentor.
That'd be fun. It's this Verdict 4 mana removal spell. Yeah, it definitely plays Energy Field. Okay. Yeah, there's an Energy Field in his hand, right?
I think so.
And so then it's just a matter of having.
That's the one to resolve. The question is does he want to get the damage off the board now, or does he want to see if this is going to resolve? And he's definitely answering that question for us. So he's going to cast Energy Field. I'm actually going to pull this up.
This says you can't hurt me unless things go to my graveyard, and then you can hurt me. But he's got to Rest in Peace.
So how this works, for those of you who do not know, let me pull this up real quick.
There it is.
Okay, so now Rest in Peace exiles all graveyards and doesn't allow anybody to have a graveyard. So all cards that would go to the graveyard get exiled instead. It's a replacement effect. Nothing ever hits the graveyard. And that's where Energy Field comes into play. It prevents all damage dealt to you from sources you don't control. When a card is put into your graveyard, you sacrifice it. Well, when you have Rest in Peace out, no cards ever hit the graveyard. So Energy Field actually is just... So you're removing the bad part of Energy Field, right? And it makes it so you have this pillow fort that makes it so no damage gets done. Yeah. None. So this is definitely a lock combo.
Yeah, Steven's going to dig for a Force of Will because I don't think he has anything in Blue Red Delver that's going to bounce anything. He doesn't find it. I don't think there's a card that he can play now. I think he's locked out of the game. If you haven't played against this deck before, then maybe you want to keep playing to see what the win condition is and what else is in Jackson's deck, but Steven's just going to pick it up. So, we've got a backup match of...
Sorry, I gotta...
What do we have?
Brian keeps texting me.
He's having fun doing something.
Yeah, apparently.
He's playing Magic. We're not.
All right, so it looks like we've got... This is Zach on our right. Let me switch the names up here. And he's on that Bug Delver deck that supposedly is really called Bug Threshold, that there's no way I'm going to call it that. And then we've got Calvin. And he's on Grixis control. And this is round 2, not round 1. Ta-da! Updated.
So here we are in game 1, probably.
Yeah, probably game one or 2. Yeah.
It looks like instead of getting to stifle something, Zach just pitched it to Force of Will. And here Calvin is forcing a Gurmag Angler? Or...
Yeah, so...
force.
Mhm.
He force of willed the force of will. There we go. There's a force of will battle going on.
Yep.
So this is still, and Gurmag Gingler hasn't resolved yet, I believe.
Yeah, I think this is a brainstorm beforehand. Kind of interesting that he let both resolve. Honestly, I guess he doesn't have blue mana up, so it's not like he has like a 1 mana interaction spell. But we'll see what Calvin's able to find here, or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll watch some more Blue Red Delver and Rip Helm once they're ready to go.
Yeah, I would imagine if Blue Red Delver could go really, really fast and get a win in, sneak a win in before the Helm deck can lock up, right? But otherwise, if Delver stumbles at all, I think that Helm probably is quite favored.
Yeah, I mean, Steven also has Force of Wills and Dazes in his deck. So there are plenty of things that can keep Rip Helm from happening. And honestly, it's a control deck, and you're this deck that has reach, and you're putting pressure on your opponent. I would expect Steven to be pretty favored, but just depends on those draws.
And it plays like a Vapor Snag in the side as a way of dealing with things instead of
Vapor Snag only hits
bounce
creatures, though,
anything, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So once the combo's down, I think you're pretty much out.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to counter it on the way down.
So we're going to jump back. We may see quite a bit more of this Grixis control depending on how fast this matchup goes.
After the mulligan.
Yeah. Energy Field's kind of a fun card in that back when Saga was printed, it didn't really do anything, right? It wasn't very good.
No.
Everybody was playing creatures. Stuff went to the graveyard.
Anytime you cast an instant or sorcery, you're putting something in the graveyard, right. So immediately you're killing your own energy field.
And it's kind of neat that it now is an actual lock piece years later.
Definitely.
So these guys are in our other match. They're resolving mulligans while we watch another Delver versus Gurmag Gingler battle.
This one's pretty different though. Grixis has red, and there's a lot of different things going on there.
It's like a different color.
Yeah, it is.
And he's not dealing himself untold amounts of damage in Death Shadowing. All right, jumping back.
Okay.
Steven gets the land of choice. It's the one that lets him cast most of the things.
Yep. All of the things.
Yep. Pretty much. And playing against the Rip Helm combo, I believe it's really knowing what to counter, right? Which things are important.
Yeah, it is. And something pretty significant right now is Steven kept a hand with no 1-drop threat. He's pondering on turn 1.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what you want to see. And he's gonna keep no creatures on the top. So maybe he just has a 2-drop creature. Oh, he's got a Winter Orb. It's got a Winter Orb.
Okay.
That's cool.
It might work.
It definitely could.
It might not do anything.
Where's your... You need to be more optimistic. Come on. We believe in Winter Orb.
Against some decks, absolutely. Winter Orb can be effective. I'm not sure that it's going to do a lot here, but we'll see. It could be fun.
Yep. All right, looks like we got a Ponder on the other side of the board as well. So we just got some players that wanna find better things.
Yeah.
They want to sculpt their hand.
Blue gets to do that.
That they do.
Helm, Brainstorm, starts to plowshares. As long as he's got a white mana in hand, which I think he does.
Yeah, looks like he's got a Tundra.
And that Swords is probably what he's taking here. Or putting so he can get it later. Like, he's fine with these cards. He didn't find the rest of piece that he wants. And those three, so I guess that's maybe a reason to shuffle.
MPG Vasco.
There's no C.
Oh. Visco. Visio.
There's still no C.
Dang it. There's an S.
Way to follow. Congratulations.
Thanks
You are our first follow recently.
Of the day.
Oh. I followed earlier.
No, you didn't.
Well, it was quite a bit earlier, but I did. It wasn't a false statement.
Yeah, I remember what that one time where I banned you like 3 times in chat. And like there were like people in the chat who got like super defensive. They're like, "Stop being mean to Bryce." And I'm like, "Yo, he's fine, ban." Like Captain QC was like, "Yes, I love this."
All right, Winter Orb came down, and he's got Force of Will. He didn't care. He's like, that's great. Go for it.
Yeah, Winter Orb is going to slow this matchup down a lot. It definitely affects the blue-red Delver player a lot less, and that's why it seems to be pretty good. But Jackson just gets to cantrip a couple times, and
the timing here is a little weird, though.
it is. It might be a little early.
If he had already had a threat down, great.
Yeah, fantastic.
As it is, he needs to cantrip himself. Like, he's got a Ponder in hand, right, that he's not playing right now.
Yep. He's got so he has a Daze, and he's got a Pyroblast. He's got some decent interaction to to do something against what Jackson's doing, but even then, Jackson's not supposed to be the aggressor in this matchup. Like Stevens now spent 2 turns doing no damage.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he set it out all of his creatures.
That would be strange.
All right, Jackson's tapping 2 mana, going and getting a
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah, I'd go ahead and daze this here. That
Definitely
feels great.
Yep.
Daze and Winter Orb is a nice fun combo where you can untap an additional land, sort of. That was kind of aggressive for Jackson to go.
There it is. Okay.
Right there.
Yep. There's the Delver. Now the question is can he protect it? He does have a Spell Pierce, and he's got a Force of Will in hand as well. So here's the Swords to Plowshares. It's going to threaten that.
I think you go ahead and try and Spell Pierce it.
You got to.
And if he's got another Swords, he's got another Swords. You could have Daze, so maybe Jackson waits. Nope, he's just going to go for it. He could have waited there until next turn it had an additional untap mana. Force of Will on the second Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, and he gets to keep the Delver.
And now he's only got 1 land untapped. That worked out pretty well. And he drew a Force of Will off the top. Probably would have used it there if he had a chance.
Yeah, he definitely would have. And the first 2 turns, that's exactly what we saw. Is we saw no threats come down from Steven, and Jackson sitting there going, "This is wonderful. I don't have to deal with anything." And now Steven has 2 turns in a row has drawn threats. So, yeah, Jackson's feeling pretty bad. He only gets to untap 1 of these lands due to Winter Orb.
So Jackson just lost 2 life there, right? He's keeping track of his life on dice. Some players, the life totals
ones
that we have on the top of our screen, it's hard to get used to it.
It is. Okay, so Delver's going to flip because of this revealed Chain Lightning.
So Steven's on the I want to deal as much damage as possible now before you can do anything.
Yep. So he'll have 1 to 2 mana a turn depending on if he draws a land or not, and just crash in for 4.
I was wrong in that the Pyroblast can take care of energy field out of the sideboard. There is a actual answer to it.
Yeah, Pyroblast is in hand, so he's definitely got something here. But Jackson's needs both a land and a Supreme Verdict to wipe this board. Not exactly in the situation he wants to be in.
Snapcaster Mage, okay. Snapcaster on the Swords to Plowshares. Just gonna get Pyroblasted. I think Jackson has to Force of Will this Pyroblast. Yep. Why does nobody play blue-black X? Blue-black X being white? Like Esper Control with Swords to Plowshares? Why does nobody play Esper Control in Legacy?
I've liked it, but they've all moved away.
And I think usually Esper decks, you're trying to play Stoneforge Mystic, right?
That's the deck that Terry has been on. He still really, really likes Esper Deathblade. Or Stoneblade, I should say. but
15-ish, something like that. So he's still got plenty of life to work with. I don't know the reason the Esper Control is not a deck off the top of my head.
I think it is a turn too slow. Like, I think it's clunky.
You've got white instead of green or red, and I think that the green and red cards just offer you more utility. Yeah, in green you have Leovold, he's just strong by himself. In red you have Culligan's Command, and that's just more value than anything you're going to get in white. I think it's as simple as that. The cards have just gotten better in the other colors.
Alex the Hutt says we don't play Esper because it doesn't have enough goblins in it.
Yeah, that's a reason.
That was actually the next reason I was going to talk about. Thank you for bringing that up. Now I don't have to talk about it.
WTGGER. Thanks for the question. I like it. I think Esper Control was a deck in Legacy for quite a while.
Yeah,
and then
it was actually really powerful.
Now that I think about it, it's probably just a combination of Leovold and Culligan's Command. Telver's going to flip. Energy Field, so something has to go to the graveyard for him to not take damage.
I mean, if he has a removal spell for the... Yep, here it is. Okay. We're gonna Chain Lightning the Snapcaster Mage. That's gonna kill the Energy Field. And this is exactly why Energy Field is bad. Like, it's just not a good card without Rest in Peace.
And he's down below 10 now, I think. I'm not sure his exact life total. Sorry. Lightning Bolt. Okay, maybe he's just dead.
He probably is just dead. He hasn't been keeping track of his life total, and he's been hit pretty hard. Winter Orb has taken its toll, that's for sure. And this right here, like how is Jackson getting back into the game with a Winter Orb?
Right.
From this position.
It's worked. Yeah, he's got a 2-mana counterspell in hand. That's not going to do anything. He's got a Brainstorm in hand. That's not going to do anything. He went ahead and untapped all his lands, but can't actually do that.
Yeah. He realizes, I was only.
I got another energy field.
Okay, I can't do anything. Okay, bye.
I figured they were going to catch on to that.
Winter Orb is such a house. I agree. You know, it's just it's a good sideboard card, especially in a meta where we've had a lot of miracles in the last little bit. You know, and even though this Rip Helm deck isn't quite miracles, it's a blue-white control deck.
Yeah, I wasn't sure when we saw it in his opening hand with no threats.
Right.
I didn't think it was going to do much, but when Blue Red Delver in particular just has so many 1-drops, it works great.
Well, it looks like these guys are shuffling up 2. Let's just stay here, shall we? I want to see more Energy Field locks.
No, what's great is he's playing Energy Field, Rest in Peace. He's playing this really silly control lock deck, right? Mm-hmm. And he just lost a Winter Orb.
Yeah.
In an aggro deck. Yep. That's great. That's great. I like it.
I mean, the deck can also win with Jace.
Sure. Those are 2 win conditions.
Yeah, there are 2 win conditions. You're going to win with a Rip and Helm, or you're going to win a Jace.
I actually quite like this deck. I like standstill decks in theory. Every now and then it's fun to pull one out. I can't see like playing this type of deck every single week though. It just I don't know. I want to be doing more, I guess, instead of not doing anything.
Yeah, WTGGER for sure. Like it's and that's probably one of the biggest reasons it's a real discussion, right? Is you do get a lot of things out of those colors that you really don't get from Grixis. You don't get that from Sultai, you know. And it would probably take a lot of testing and like you know to actually form a really good opinion about it.
So the other reason is that Miracles is a strong deck. Terminus is a really great card that is really doing what you want to do in a control deck. And so, but if you play Terminus, then you need certain cards to help facilitate it and make it do what you want. And that pushes black out. I think if you're playing a white-blue control deck, it's either something like this, Rip Helm deck, or it's just Miracles. And then, do you really need Thoughtseize or Hymn to Taurox, or you already have the control denial you need in counterspells and swords and stuff like that. And so then if you're wanting to do Esper, I think that pushes you into kind of like what you were talking about. It pushes you into something else, into a Stoneblade type of deck, where then you're not really a control deck. You're kind of something in between. You're a mid-range, or you can do both.
Even though Stoneblade is still a good strategy, like keep in mind, on turn 2, you're going to cast a 2-drop, okay? And it may or may not, it may or may not resolve. Alola Ash, thank you so much for following. Love the Pokemon name. But anyway, you're gonna cast this on turn 2, and if it resolves, then you're gonna go get a creature, and hopefully you start hitting, or hopefully the batter skull is good enough to actually be, to take this game. It's a very slow strategy, and even though it's very powerful, I don't know that that's where you want to be in this format right now. And I do think that Esper Stoneblade is the best Esper deck right now. I do think that.
I'm not sure if that answers your question.
I'm just throwing out some ideas.
It's a debate,
really
right?
know.
So Stoneblade decks were really, really strong, and I think a combination of recent cards that are more popular in Legacy have kind of pushed them down, right? And K Command is one of those cards. And then some decks are playing a Braid as well, and so a Batterskull just isn't as strong as it was.
Yeah, and Pyroblast is such a good sideboard card. Like it might even be like the best sideboard card.
Yep. In any type of mirror type situation, it's the thing that breaks it and gives the edge to the player that has it or drew it. I'm not saying there's not a Esper control list out there that wouldn't be decent.
Right.
I just think that other decks are probably a little bit better.
Right, exactly. And if you're playing Stoneforge Mystic against K Commands, then not feeling wonderful, not feeling too great. All right, so we're getting in for a little bit of damage here, and Delver's gonna hit the board.
The first threat got taken care of. It got swordsed.
No,
this one might get countered.
I'd like to mention that after Deathright's banning, I think a lot of people expected to see less Delver, either less Delver or you would see it in a different place. We have seen it all over the place. Yep. Like it's in the blue-red Delver deck. It's in the Shadow deck. We saw it in Sultai Delver earlier. Like we've seen a lot of Delver today, and it's just an efficient card. I think there's just a lot of strategies that want to be able to go in and under other people's strategies, and it's just where it seems to be right now.
Jackson brought in a Disenchant. What did he bring in a Disenchant for? Is there anything at all?
Sulfuric Vortex? Question mark?
I guess that's a card.
Ban Delver. I mean, Captain QC.
That makes sense, actually.
I'd actually appreciate it if when you drop into our stream, you would say something intelligent.
He said hashtag Ban Delver, so it's okay.
Oh, the hashtag.
Right.
It makes it like slightly sarcastic.
Right. It's not actually his thought; it's somebody else's thought.
There you go.
He's just taking it and running with it.
Wow, you're lucky you have Bryce around right now.
Steven is doing all of this on one volcanic island. That's all you need.
Yeah. We saw the Winter Orb. We saw the Winter Orb for sure.
And it maybe made the difference. Okay, there's cards. I just was thinking of when I was playing Blue Red Delver, and I didn't play either of those cards, so I quite like the Devil that we just saw, Bedlam Reveler.
I love Bedlam Reveler.
It's a fantastic card, and it's fun in this deck.
You've experimented quite a bit with that in Legacy, or more than most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a fixed version of Delve, right? If Gurmag Angler had the same text as Bedlam Reveler, then it wouldn't be played at all. Chain Lightning is going to get Hardcast Force of Will. Okay. Steven's sitting on a Pyroblast. Fireblast. What's the card? Fireblast? Fireblast in hand, which is the game ender. It's the best card in Blue Red Delver, really. Yeah, and Jackson just draws lands.
Yep.
Gets beat down.
Okay, so Blue Red Delver is going to take it over the Rip Helm deck. Dun dun dun. Whoa, that's the same number.
All right, let's see if our backup match is actually.
Yep.
Oh,
looks like things are still going on.
We now see the actual best card in Legacy in our Discord. Captain QC, I think piloted this conversation
Yeah.
single-handedly. He said
would.
he said Baleful Strix, best card in
Wait,
Legacy.
are you talking about the person who's talking about the crab people?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yep.
We're listening to that guy?
Yep. If you guys want, we have a Discord channel where we continue on this amazingly in-depth, very insightful type of conversations.
Yeah,
And you
I'm
can
totally
join
a part of it.
We'll let you. Does he play? Yeah, the blue-red does play. I think it plays 2.
2 of them.
Strix in all the decks. That is an actual hashtag that I've never seen before.
Sylvan Library does equal best card. Man,
Do we have
the percentages of games won, like when a library hits the board on turn 2, God, like what your chances of winning have got to be so high at that point. That's just Sylvan Library for you. It's just a fun and
It is a
good card.
It's a card.
Yeah,
It lets you brainstorm every turn. For free. Sort of.
for free.
Library's strong in that it just lets you draw a bajillion cards. That's when it's at its best. But you get to do fun things as well.
Hey, how's it going, Hannah?
Yep, you guys are welcome to join our Discord and chat with us about silly things throughout the week.
It's mostly random things that Terry gets really mad about.
Or deck lists, or we talk about fun things that we're doing on Magic Online. Or you get to see some of the different players here that are experimenting with different decks and some of their plays.
So, what do you think of Zach's checklist cards?
I am not sure.
It looks like he took a Sharpie and
Blue
just
Sharpie.
handed it to his kid and said, "Just go nuts on
Yeah.
these."
Yep. It's great. Yeah, this Bug Delver list is kind of interesting. It plays it's playing Stifle.
It honestly looks like the Bug Delver deck before Deathrite was banned. Like, it doesn't look that different. I feel like he just took out Deathrite Shamans and added in some Stifles. That's the only real thing that I see.
There's no Leovold. It's a little different.
You need a Leovold. You don't need that guy.
That was like an automatic 2 of in every Bug Delver list.
Oh, settle
for
down.
quite a while. Surgically extracting Fatal Pushes. Why didn't he play Days on the Fatal Push? I don't know. I missed where we were at.
Did you, Bryce? Do you think it's interesting?
Do you think this deck is bad? Which deck? I gotta click blank.
No, that's just an emo.
Oh. Which deck is interesting? Oh, this Bug Delver list or something else? I'm not sure if it's bad.
I mean, he is not in good shape right now. Like he's got
Baleful
Sylvan
Strix is on the other side of the table.
Baleful Strix is super good.
It's the
against
best
this
card
deck.
in Legacy.
Like it beats Delver, it beats Gurmag, it beats Goyf. Like it's a complete nightmare for Zach to be facing down 2 of these.
So
even
one
with
of
the
my
Sylvan Library.
favorite things about Bug
Yeah, what's interesting about it?
is that you can change the deck dramatically with just a few cards changing. It's always been my favorite thing in Legacy. I've been playing a Soul Tie or Bug Delver, Bug Non-Delver, whatever you want to call it, for quite a while. And it's great. You can switch out like 5 to 10 cards and suddenly you're a control deck. And you can just do that using the sideboard sometimes. Or you can be the much more aggro deck that we've seen Bug decks that run Noble Hierarchs into True Names and Leovolds and try to true turn them. And he's on a much more normal, the Team America old build of Bug Delver. But he's, not playing him to Turok. He's playing Stifle and Wasteland. And we'll see how it goes out.
Yeah. Brian, I just got a message from Brian that says he regrets not playing Food Chain today. He says he's going to stay in his lane from now on.
He did something wrong, man. He sent a picture. He had Sandworm Convergence in play.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's having way too much fun. I told him he was going to go 2-2 with it. Like, don't expect great things with this deck, but you get to have fun. Okay, so Zach might be doing it wrong simply because he's not playing Baleful Strix. How about that? It maybe should just be in this deck.
I feel like Baleful Strix is a very defensive-minded card, and I don't feel like Bug wants to be doing that. Like think of its creatures. It's playing Delver, it's playing Gurmag Angler, and Tarmogoyf. These are all heavy, you know, hitters.
Yeah, but Baleful Strix is just good. I mean, you're right, but it's practically a free card. And if your opponent gets ahead with their Gurmag Angler or their Goyf or their Death or Delver, your Strix is just a great stop to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's gonna brainstorm. He's gonna see what he can find. Looks like we've got a response with Kulligan's Command. So he's gonna make him discard a card. I mean, this can matter. You know, it can.
Yeah, poking for 2 and discarding. K-Command's a silly Magic card. Does too many things. You combine it with Snapcaster Mage and it's really silly.
Oh yeah, it's insane with Snappy.
And it beats Emrakul. Sort of. As long as you have 7 things out.
And plenty of life. Yeah.
Then it totally beats Emrakul.
Every time.
Hackbert is back. What did you miss? Okay, so I had this amazing commentary on the Legacy metagame.
I was there. He's not lying.
We've broken it down into really just what the number 1 best card is.
Yep.
And you're gonna have to go
100%.
back and watch the entire broadcast to find out what it was. Yep.
And if you fast forward, you might miss it. So you're gonna have to start at the beginning.
Hey, look! It's the 3rd best card in Magic. The 3rd Baleful Strix.
You know, and I can't even be mad. I love the art on Baleful Strix. It's like the coolest owl ever. Like, you know, if you're gonna get beat down by anything, it may as well be a bunch of cool birds.
Yeah,
I know that's what everybody.
And
else
that's
is thinking
Xaxes right there. He's at 3 life. He's got 3 Strix. That's how Magic is supposed to be won, right there.
This was probably game 3. It might have been game 2. Let's find out.
Ban Baleful Strix. Okay, so there are a number of Magic cards recently that we've been chatting with in Discord. You know, we've got Nate in there, and he likes to jump on a horse and ride it, right? So between True Name Nemesis, Gurmag Angler, and you could start lumping Baleful Strix into that conversation. There's no downside to those cards. They're just kind of broken.
Oh, you know what? On the whole owl topic, I was playing Cards Against Humanity with some friends a couple nights ago, and there's a card in that game that says Owl, the perfect predator. And in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, Baleful Strix.
No, you just said it's a defensive card.
It's the perfect predator.
Okay.
God, aren't you listening?
But, I mean, if you think about it, True Name Nemesis, other than its 1 toughness, which is not really a drawback, there's no way that the owl is broken?
Yeah, 0 way.
Okay. It's just a little too efficient.
So, I don't get what you're complaining about. It's just a 2-mana 1/1 that can fly.
And draws you a card. And has death touch.
Oh, yeah.
And pitches to Force of Will.
Oh, yeah.
And stops all of the cards that Zach's trying to play. Just
card's
that.
fine.
Just that, yeah.
I don't know what you're... Yeah, I still don't get it.
Right.
Was that all the points you had?
There's probably some more. It also gets plays in Tezzerator.
All right, so they are onboarding. So we'll have a good 10, 11 minutes of downtime for Bryce to share alter stuff.
Jorgensen, cards don't have to have downsides. They can just be good. Yes, but they can be too good, Jorgensen. You can't tell me that True Name Nemesis is a little bit broken.
Actually, Baleful Strix was 3 good there.
Nice try.
That was good.
No.
Oh, come on.
Hashtag ban the Kyre. That's like saying Think Twice is too efficient.
Goodness.
No, it's not. Think Twice is perfectly costed for what it does. If Baleful Strix was to be printed in a modern or a standard legal set, it would cost more than 2 for all of the things it does. the fact that it draws you a card shouldn't. What is it? There's Elvish Visionary. Elvish Visionary costs 2, and it draws you a card. It doesn't have flying or death touch.
Can I just say, how come when you make bad puns, people just tune you out, and when I do it, people grade me?
Because I've been graded so many times that I think I'm past the grading scale, and it's like I can't grade those anymore.
Think thrice.
All right.
There you go.
You guys want to see an altar?
All right, here.
I don't have a new one to show you.
Take the
but
keyboard.
I'll
It's
show
fine.
you. I'll show you.
It's been a week. Maybe some of these people haven't seen them. They might think they're cool. I don't know. I'll be right back.
We'll talk about something very different. Vision? No, Strix wasn't a common, or Strix isn't a rare. I love how you did that in all caps, as if that makes it matter. What is happening? Let's try that one more time. Jorgensen, I love how you jumped in and immediately just hated on everything we just said. That's great. All right. So I started doing altars maybe a year ago. And it was mostly just for fun. I do artistic stuff, and I do painting on the side and stuff like that. And it was just fun to try it out. And I kind of found something that's a little different than what other people do, I guess. So here you go. I've got a Facebook page. I throw up altars that I do. Almost everything I do is commission based. And I've kind of got this style that's a little different than what other people do in the altar world. I purposely try to leave some of the existing art as a focus and play with it and kind of expand on it as a way of making them attempt to be tournament playable. And I've done some Baleful Strixes we can get to. But you guys are welcome to jump on here, check out what I've done if you're into altars, or if you're into making some cards a little bit more unique than just foiling out or doing something different. You're welcome to contact me, and we can chat.
Have you said anything about this? Hub City. You're wondering if we have any tournaments on Saturday? I want to say.
In 2 weeks.
Okay, we usually do a Legacy tournament every other Saturday, or is it once a month Saturday?
Let me see if I can pull up. So you can go to the Paragon City Facebook page. That's the place to see it for sure. We have in 2 weeks would be. This is a little tricky. September 8th we've got an event on Saturday, and September 15th we have a team tournament that's kind of, you have to have a team. So it depends on when you're going to be here. So,
yeah, like us on Facebook, Hub City, and you can keep track of our events there.
I've done quite a bit of different altars, and many of them are for Legacy decks. Some of them are just one-ofs, like this Tesa was the one I did most recently. It's just for somebody's commander deck. And then other cards are for Legacy decks, and so they all have a similar theme.
Yeah, I like your black cards the most. I like your Razaketh and your Kalidas.
The black works really well. The strong central character,
my preference.
I think plays well with this kind of Arcane Circle style, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I've done a bunch of different things, but a lot of people want these same thing happening.
Yeah, if you're stopping by nonetheless, then like just stop by early. Or obviously whenever you can, and we'll have plenty of people here to let you know what's going on. So,
going back a ways, where's the Baleful Strix? Here's one. This one was kind of, somebody wanted something I'd already done, and they wanted it in non-foil because a Baleful Strix in foil is a little differently.
And this Baleful Strix you did for Brian.
Yeah, this is one I did for Brian. This is kind of a style that somebody else had done, and I tried it out. You can tell it's quite a bit different than most of what I normally do. And the altar world is kind of small, but when you see something you dig, it's fun to try it out and see.
Yeah, see if you can mimic it.
Ah, Batu Sai wanted the non-foil. That's right. It's been a little while, so I didn't remember. Where do those go? They actually turned out. I think they turned out kind of sweet in that they're
cool.
different. No, it wasn't this one, was it? It wasn't this one. Where'd it go?
You did different ones?
It was. Was it that one, Batusai? It was this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually liked how these ones turned out quite a bit.
Yeah, so it's these ones.
That's more based off of the one I did in foil. But you can see how that same style of kind of I use an airbrush to get the black base layer, and then there's just a lot of different patterns that you can apply on a foil and on a non-foil. And I've played with some of these cards at GPs and had a judge approve them, and so more than likely this type of style would be approved. I have a full play set of Gitaxian probes that I did for myself.
Yeah, and how do you feel about
They're
those right
really
now?
gorgeous.
What do they do though?
They're so cool. And
can you even cast them?
No, not really. Not really. You have to pay more life than just 2 now. Anyway.
You have to pay with your tournament entry?
Pretty much. Somebody asked me a while back if I could do a masterpiece frame, and it was for a...
I've actually seen other artists do this now.
Yeah, so I kind
of
came up with a thing, and it a lot of people really thought it was cool, and some people are doing it better or more by hand.
Yeah,
I figured out a way to do it fairly inexpensively compared to what some altars cost. So if you're interested in something like this, I could tweak this type of frame quite a bit and do. I think I could do most of a commander deck or most of a legacy deck with a frame like that. And I don't know. Some of these cards ended up really neat.
Yeah, I like that one.
They're never going to be seen because they're often somebody's commander deck. That I like how the Lotus Petal turned out. Usually, what I end up doing is somebody says, "Hey, I want an altar of a card," and so I digitally mock up the card and I just scour the internet for some sort of pattern that I think plays with the existing art, and then I mock it all up digitally, play with it so that you can kind of see what it looks like, and then I attempt to actually mimic that in ink, and I think that's a little different than ink and paint and what other people do. Anyway, that's enough of altars.
Agreed.
So you can hang out with us instead.
Oh, actually that sounds awful.
We've got a few more minutes until the round ends. Our last round took forever. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it did.
Hopefully this one ends really quick here. Hey, Zoom, thank you.
Yeah, I really like the pedals as well.
They're fun to do. It's kind of weird to do a altar and really dig it and then send them off. I kind of want to like make one for myself as well.
I think my favorite was your Tinder walls, just because you like it was seriously like 2 weeks straight where I just hear Bryce whining and whining about what is he gonna do to make Tinderwall look cool.
Have you guys seen the art on Tinderwall?
The art is just hideous.
Look at this thing. Where are we?
I haven't changed the thing on this. We'll have to look at a table to see it at the moment.
We can just look at the actual site here.
Okay,
all right.
That's fine. Yeah.
So look at this art. Right? This is Ice Age. There's no other art for this card. And when you're using the existing art and trying to somehow add to it, this was a challenge. Holy cow, more so than anything else. Like if you start doing what I normally do and blacking out around, you end up with this guy that isn't Tinderwall-y at all, right? Holy cow. So this is what I ended up with. And I think it actually turned out really sweet.
Yeah, it looks good.
It was fun to do.
Considering all the ways it could have gone wrong, I think it turned out really good.
Yeah, the person who I was doing the commission for wanted some amount of red in it, and this was a cool way. It's very much feels like a green card, but also some red is going on with it.
Well, I mean, both of its abilities are red, so it makes sense.
And then this was for a Belcher deck, right? Yeah. So it got these Lion's Eye diamonds.
Yeah, I think you scored on these
ones. Which, you know, it's
so good.
A similar feel, but its own thing. And these were really fun to do. I looked at it for a lot longer than 45 minutes over the course of that altar. How about that?
Are we going to get things up soon? Maybe.
Nope. No things. Never.
Really? To time in 2 different rounds already? What is this? What is going on? Sorry, we're hearing things.
Time in the round. So, chat. It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
School is starting back up for most people.
Ew.
This is like when people start playing Magic again, right?
Yeah.
They
It really is.
they were doing things for summer, I guess, over the weekends and things. And now you get to break out. So what deck are you excited to suddenly get to play that you haven't been playing because it's summer? What is the thing that's like, oh, I get to play Legacy again, guys? What are you gonna? What is the thing that you would just jump with, and be right ready to play again?
Can I start?
Sure.
Okay. I'm after Richmond. I'm just gonna start playing Nick's Fit. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's fun to play.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I've been having fun with this Eureka deck even when I go 2-2.
You've beaten the living crap out of me the last 2 times we've played with Eureka Fit. It's made me so sad.
And Cabal Therapy is a challenging card to play.
It's really rewarding though. It's really rewarding.
And it when you had Gitaxian Probe, it wasn't challenging to play, right? It was just, oh look, I get to take all your cards. Now
I know what to name.
You actually have to do things and name correctly, and then you can go back and realize that you made a mistake when I make mistakes and realize what I should have picked.
All right, so on table 1, we've got Calvin versus Davis. I believe that's going to be Grixis Control versus Merfolk. And then on table 2, we've got Lennon versus Paul, which will be... Paul's on lands. Oh, Davis is on Blue-Red Delver.
Maybe.
All right, for the people, right?
Okay.
We got to do that for the people. Whoops.
Is Lennon? Yeah, Lennon's playing goblins. Do you guys want to see goblins versus lands? That's what you want to see, right?
It is.
You don't want
It
to
is
see
what they
another
want to see.
Delver versus Grixis matchup.
Yeah, the other match will go long, or probably. Yeah, let's watch some gobos.
Of course. Like, why would you even consider saying no to goblins? Box of saviors.
You're just gonna start sifting through boxes of bulk.
There's a box of saviors right here, guys. I'm not sure why.
It's because we're short on that set, and we need to be putting that into our inventory. But I have like 100 bazillion things to do, so it just sits in this room until I
nobody
get
ever
it.
asks for cards from saviors, so...
Yep, fact. Just flat out facts. Well, honestly, parry and repost, that's not a bad idea. I support you.
Lands is a fun deck. It's a different way of thinking about Magic. It's strong against a lot of different decks. It's weak to particularly combo decks and show and tell decks. So if that starts getting a rise, then maybe
I think
Lands is going to take a down tick.
Surprisingly enough, I think Deathright's banning has really hurt Lands. It has not been doing nearly as well as it was beforehand. Kind of surprising, actually, that it is that way, or that's been somewhat of a pattern. But it looks like Paul's doing well with Lands today. So
I always am horrible against it. Lands is one of my worst matchups for some reason. Not my deck, just me.
Just you?
Just me. Yep.
You're just incapable of performing against.
It seems like it. I mean, I've beaten Lands, but I think I've lost to it way more than I've beaten it. Yeah, it has outs to Blood Moon though. I mean, a lot of decks are weak to Blood Moon in game 1, right?
Yeah, more basics. Exactly. People are playing a lot more basics now. Funny how something so little can like affect a deck so like drastically. Next thing you know, like people are like, oh, instead of playing 1 basic, I'm gonna play 3, and the Lands deck is like, oh crud, you know, like I mean, that takes me like 3 more turns to win.
I think Death and Tax is getting better. Hurts Lands as well.
It does.
It really likes playing against Delver decks though. We get to watch Magic Tuesday.
What?
It's Tuesday night. Tuesday Night Legacy. That's what we call it here, guys. We get more just Legacy on Tuesday here in Utah, and so really Tuesday is a Legacy thing.
It is.
If you follow us, it's like
You can bring that into your home.
yeah. On the weekends you get to watch GP Magic, right? But you never know what sometimes it's standard or sometimes it's sealed. Every single Tuesday you can watch Legacy.
All of them.
Right here. It's great.
And sometimes you can even tune in on a Friday and watch me and Bryce lose on camera.
Yeah, we also stream Magic just like this on Fridays as well. But some of you guys are out playing, I guess, Friday Night Magic. I don't know. I believe we're going to start streaming some Magic online throughout the week. So you guys can kind of be excited or be prepared or look on the lookout for that. So you're going to start receiving some more Go Live notifications from us. And that'll be some decent players who kind of know what they're doing, either with a deck they're really in the know of or maybe brewing something. Well, let's see. Tonight we have 14 players playing Legacy, which is a little low. Normally we have 20, 25-ish.
I think that is going to change, though. Like you just said, summer's about over. School's going to start back up.
Yeah.
Our numbers are usually a lot higher outside of the summer.
Wait, Captain QC, does that mean you want me to start winning now? Because I've gotten kind of sick of losing on purpose, and I could turn that around.
All right, well, here's a strong start from Paul. He's gonna start out with exploration. Lets him play another land, and he'll play a wasteland.
So he's sitting down across from goblins. Do you think he's excited to see goblins, or not so much?
It's a creature deck, like you're playing with this card called Tabernacle, and it's like, it's like decent. And you also have this big 20/20 that none of their creatures do anything against.
I think Lennon just lost.
I think Lennon's already dead. Meanwhile, Lennon's got this little skirk prospector, and he's like, actually, I'm just gonna scoop up my cards like that fast.
Just doesn't have a way to deal with a 20/20 on turn
2.
Actually, on 3, but yes. Okay, Captain QC says I should start winning now for his sake, so that's what I'm going to do. That was fun. It happened quickly. I mean, somebody was complaining about matches going to time earlier. Here's our backup match where Steven comes out with a Grim Lavamancer in the main. That's fun.
Yeah, that's why not.
Goblins does have Wasteland. Okay.
This is actually Davis. Or no, this is Steven.
Yeah.
They updated our people wrong.
It's Davis versus Steven
Calvin.
versus Calvin. Okay. We should have put Brian on camera this round.
Why is that?
Just because he's playing this Eureka deck.
And then yeah, we should have done it. We can have him as our backup match next round.
Grim Lavamancer is going to get fatally pushed.
I'll ask him.
Lavamancer is a fantastic card against certain decks. It's really, really strong. Grixis control, not so much.
Yeah, Brian's not on food chain. It is the end of the world, and you should be worried. However, he says that he's going to jump back into the food chain lane next time because he's not liking what's going on. So maybe even though it's the end of the world right now, maybe we can pull through.
So okay, this is kind of an interesting play that just happened. It kind of got shortcutted, so we didn't see it all right. Calvin tried to play a Belphalstrix, and Steven dazed it. Steven kind of telegraphed that he had a daze. He kind of paused on the fatal push, and he didn't quickly say, okay, yeah, or, I mean, I guess it could have been a force of will, and he could have been deciding over that.
Yeah.
But the best card in Legacy, as we've just...
as we've previously mentioned.
Yeah, it got dazed, but there was a backup one, so it's okay. Everything's fine. He can still win with perfect attacks of Belphalstrixes.
Oh, good. I was worried.
Yep. And Grixis Control can do the silly thing where it gets it back, which is kind of silly.
With Kulgan's Command. You know, none of us really knew that Brian was that powerful of a wizard, Captain QC. Like, some people just don't give him enough credit, you know? And now that he's screwed up royally, I think that we'll give him less credit. Like, we're still kind of impressed, but nobody really wants to tell him that. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. What?
Bryce doesn't need to know.
Chain Lightning!
It's probably just going upstairs. Yeah.
To the face. And Calvin's probably just fine with that. Goes down to 8. Looks like Steven's got some Force of Wills. Sorry. Haha! That K command's getting forced. Too bad there's like Snapcasters and all of the value things to get this all back.
Bryce is not cooperating.
That's my middle name.
Bryce?
No,
not cooperating. Bryce,
it's a
not
weird
cooperating.
Middle name, all right?
Also known as Felt Altars.
Hey!
Yep, Baleful Strix the game.
The second best Magic card in Legacy.
Why? Just because it's the second Baleful Strix?
It's the second one.
Mm.
Hymn to Turok.
Yeah,
this
and
one
Hymn to
is
Turok.
what?
This is brutal. This is absolutely
Does he have
brutal.
a spell pierce here?
Maybe a Brainstorm. Nope, no, he's just going to throw away a
Bolt to
spell.
the face.
Yep, bolt
There you
you.
go.
Okay.
That's actually all right.
Yeah, that puts him to 4. So Fire Blast wins. As long as
Impressive
Calvin,
Progress and
yeah, Impressive Progress would do
cards.
it. Yeah, there's options. There are definitely options, but it looks like Calvin still has a decent sized grip, and I would assume he'd be able to interact with one of those spells.
Yeah.
However, if it's a pay for spell like a Spell Pierce or like a Daze or you know, I don't think he runs Daze, but looks like he's got an Edict, a Thought Seize. Those aren't going to help him. But Steven still has to top deck the burn. Oh, he's got a Force. He's got a Force. Okay.
That's a question I
Definitely living room, 100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. I was going to say I have no idea.
Well, how are you helping by saying that you have no idea?
What is Eureka? I've never even... Is it like a Saviors of Kamigawa card that I should know? The Tiger's Shadow. Oh, it's a new card. Okay. The Human Ninja. Yeah. It seems to work really well with Baleful Strix. Sure, go for it. Try it out. I'd love to see it actually happen.
Kyra's a wise man.
See, my approach stalled things because you wouldn't have been able to choose, and then
Yeah, you're letting the poor guy live in agony. Oh my goodness. Captain Kesey, just remember this, all right? I've got your back. When you need an answer, I'm going to be there for you.
I think it'd be fun if Eureka worked. If you could make a Baleful Strix Eureka deck and have it be like that's actually the core idea instead of just a one of that was a thing.
I do know that people have talked about it in Stoneforge decks, and the reason for that being is a lot of the Esper Stoneblade decks play with Baleful Strixes and Lingering Souls, which and they play with True Name Nemesis, which makes a ton of sense to have like one Eureka.
I don't think you want to bounce a True Name though for a Eureka.
You might. I don't know.
And then do you have more expensive things like Gurmag Angler as a way to do the most damage? Yeah. There you go. Gurmag and Force of Will.
Yeah.
And you have Brainstorm to set it up. I think that's a neat idea.
All right, let's jump back over.
It sounds like it could steal some games for sure.
So we're definitely at a different stage in this game than we were in the last. So Tireless Tracker came in out of the board.
You mean they're still playing?
Yeah.
Different stage.
Good point. Good point. Well, I mean, it's still turn 2, right?
Yeah.
So not really. It's still the same.
Ugh.
But Aether Vial's in play, and we'll see if anything comes down here for Lennon. What's this card do? Oh, let's call him. Here,
it's a ninja. It's the new ninja commander. So it plays kind of like
this one.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pull it up on screen for you.
It kind of plays like the other ninja.
Has nothing to do with this match, FYI. But there's our sweet new ninja that we got out of Commander 2018.
It might be the most playable card out of the entire Commander set in Legacy.
I think it's also the most expensive card from this set.
Because it seems like something fun to do in Commander as well. It has Commander Ninja too. Because you can put this card onto the battlefield from your hand or from the command zone. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, thank goodness you can bring it in out of the command zone.
That helps.
Yeah. And it's Eureka the Tiger Shadow. Like, how cool is that name? Like, tigers are cool. Shadows are...
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How do you become a tiger's shadow? Seems cute. Yeah.
It is cute.
Eureka Strix. Haven't heard of that one, but
it is really good with Bethel Strix.
Well, I should probably be playing Strix in Eureka. Whoa. Hold on. I'll be right back.
I think the biggest thing is its synergy with Baleful Strix, though.
Yeah.
Like you play Baleful Strix, it acts as a blocker, and the next thing you know, you're like, okay, attack with evasion. You ninjutsu in, you get some value. You know, you get to draw a card and deal some damage, and then you get to recast your Baleful Strix.
And Strix is even more evasion than just flying, and then people don't want to block
both of the cards are blue as well, which matters a lot.
I like the idea of it. I'm not sure that it's better than what you can be doing in those colors, but that's kind of a problem of Legacy, right? The cards have gotten so good, beating something like a K Command or a Leovold or even an Abrupt Decay or whatever it is you're playing, a Gurmag Angler, or as a 3-drop a True Name Nemesis. It's hard to top those cards because they're so powered. And so this one, I think, is probably just with my first glance how it worked is it looked at it and said, hey, that's neat. You could do that thing. And that would be fun to do. But I'm not sure it's actually better.
I don't think it's great. I don't think you'd ever play more than one. And yeah, I'm going with what Zoom 913 said. It's just cute. Yeah, Bryce goes on tangents. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Strix is the best card, right? And at least this week, it's the best card in Legacy. Without anything changing whatsoever, it'll be a different card next week.
Yeah, probably.
But that doesn't actually make sense. So I probably should be playing Strix with Eureka. I'm pretty sure that's
100%.
Yep.
That way, when your Eureka resolves and you get to draw a card off your Baleful Strix, you can totally put that card into. Shoot!
That's not how that works. Huh?
Nope, it's actually just garbage. Okay.
Yep. Let's not do that.
Sometimes
I don't understand. You just started that line with you weren't paying attention. Like that doesn't even make sense. Why? We're here streaming, talking about Legacy, and you're not listening to every word we say.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Are you multitasking and doing something else?
He's that smitten by watching goblins.
I'm not even paying attention to this match.
What's not to pay attention? There's 4 clues, there's a tireless tracker, and there's an exploration, and now we've got a Kiki Jiki getting tutored up off this matron.
Okay.
And now he can just like sack his board. What
is the goblin in play that I don't know what it is? It like kills artifacts or something,
Prospector.
Right?
Okay, so there's 2 Goblin tokens. There's Goblin Matron that's just tutored up, and then the other one's Skirk Prospector.
Should we pull that up? Is that a card
sure.
that people who
It's
play Legacy
it's in
know what it is?
Dominaria. It's just the new this one. See.
It's the new.
Yeah. Easy.
Oh, this is an interesting card.
Yeah, you can sacrifice goblins.
Let's show the people this card.
What?
This is Goblin Tech for people that haven't opened a package of Dominaria and play Legacy. This is an interesting card in that you get to put out some of your bigger stuff a lot faster in Goblins. If you, for some reason, are not able to attack with like a lackey or something like that, and cheat them into play that way, the Prospector allows you to play some more expensive stuff.
The goal here is he's probably going to sack the 2 tokens in the Prospector to itself, throw Kiki Jiki down, and just start Goblin Matroning like every single turn and just get value that way. The big issue is that he really is racing a clock that even though Paul is really nowhere near getting this kill, like eventually he's gonna find the Dark Depths, you know? He's gonna find it eventually.
It is a reprint.
Yeah, it's a reprint.
From Onslaught.
Didn't I say that?
No.
I said it was a reprint in Dominaria.
Oh. Well, it was printed twice in Dominaria. It was a normal card and a foil.
Oh. I always forget about that.
I didn't know. So did Goblins play this, or Goblins was just so dead that I never knew that it played this card?
Don't recall ever seeing it, but it's fine.
I thought this was the Destroy an Artifact one.
No. They do have one that does that, though.
It's got cooler art now than it did before, so now it's getting played in Goblins. That's... Parry and repost. Guys. Everything you just said is wrong.
Guys. Douglas Adams, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that, man.
I'm impressed.
Dang.
With that follow.
Wow.
Previous ones?
There was only one previous one, but wow, you really singled that guy out.
It's been playing it for a while. Okay. That makes sense because it does some good stuff, especially with like that Mog Fanatic, right? You get to.
That's weird. I don't remember seeing Skirk Prospector in Goblin builds, but shows what I know.
Well, Goblins was just kind of dead to Deathrite Shaman, right? Having a 1/2 that came down in pretty much every matchup made it really hard.
Oh, this is interesting. So he takes up to 4, and he's got a ringleader.
So, because clues, murder, I get it.
Whoa.
Clues.
Is that 8 clues, or is it 6?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I think it's 8.
I mean, what can Lennon even do at this point, right? Like, he found the Dark Depths. He's gonna die next turn.
He can combo off with a...
Kiki Jiki can't hit a legendary.
It should.
It doesn't. It says non-legendary.
There's a ringleader.
All right, now we're gonna find the Flying Goblin to deal with this 2020. Oh, Pile Driver. Oh, so close. Drat.
Yeah. I think Goblins would have to go really fast, and Paul just, with Exploration, just went faster.
Well, he would need... Don't you want to actually have this this vial on 2? Well, like, isn't there a goblin that bounces a creature? Has like echo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Or is that a 4-mana one? I honestly can't remember how much it costs. Or is it a kicker? I don't know, man.
You can tell that Kyra and I are both really in-depth Goblins players.
I know some of them.
Yeah.
I know that there is a goblin that bounces a creature.
It does a thing.
That's something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sting Scourger.
You could have said
That's
anything,
what
and
I
Kyra
said.
would have been like, that card, you're right.
Yeah, 2 mana. See? Called it.
Goblin Bouncer Guy. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
From
It does have echo. See?
Planar Chaos.
I'm not bad at this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how you beat a 2020, but he's ticked up his vial too far. But he kind of had to get the matron right.
Well, I don't think he has a Scourger in hand. Goblin Snowman, that one.
Oh, that card's sweet. That card's so cool.
Ice Age was a silly Magic set.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm saying, Captain QC, is like I think a lot of what this matchup can come down to is like you having that card in a timely, you know, in a timely manner. Because like how else are you beating this deck? You play Wastelands, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like Paul can beat Wasteland pretty easily. He's got his own.
He's trying to figure out a line. I don't think there is one.
I don't think there is one.
No.
Yeah, I think Paul's got this.
I think Paul, even if he'd never found Dark Depths, would still probably have it. He can make these trackers really big.
Yeah, massive.
And that would probably do it. And then eventually Punishing Fire would clear the board and it would get there. Goblin Settler. I don't think he's playing Goblin Settler.
All day and all night? Jeez, it just never stops then. Alright, well let's take a look at what else is going on over here. Oh, maybe did that just end?
Yep.
Please tell me that wasn't the whole match.
Maybe we'll find another match to show you guys here, since these guys are de-sideboarding. I'll go see what we can find.
See, yeah, they sure are. Ask Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, shuffle cam. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys with shuffle cam or unsideboarding cam. It's probably more exciting than just watching my face. But then again, what do I know? I don't know. I don't know what you guys are into. He needs to hit a couple Gem Palm. What does Gem Palm do? Gem Palm doesn't do anything to an indestructible 2020. Unless we're talking about something else. What's the 2 goblin on his far left? Weren't those just tokens? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He had 2 goblin tokens. He had 2 goblin tokens. He had a goblin matron, a ringleader, and he just had a couple derpy ones in hand. We still see your face. Yeah, but you like if you want to see my face, then you can look at it, and then if you don't want to, then there's like other things to watch. Yeah, they're unglued tokens. They're pretty sweet. I actually really like the unglued tokens. It was 1 mana? Oh, that was the Skirk Prospector. Moses the Coot. It's the one where you sack a goblin for a red mana. Or at least that's the only 1 mana one that was out in play.
It has only ever been printed in Dominaria.
Yeah,
we've come to this conclusion.
It's only been printed in Dominaria.
Are they still playing on the other match?
I don't know.
Nope. Okay, so we're gonna have Brian, who's playing Eureka Fit, versus Josh on Miracles, Game 3.
Josh of the Snow variety.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
they're doing Game 3.
I think they're wrapping up Game 2. Looks like.
And then they'll head over when
Brian's about to lose it. Yeah, and so I think they'll have Game 3. I don't see how Brian could pull that out where they were at, but.
Well, cast Eureka, duh.
Yeah, he needed another green source to do that.
Dang it.
Right. And then it would have worked, actually. I think it would have done it. So we'll have another match here for you guys since we have 20+ minutes left in round 3.
Yeah, it's exactly opposite of our last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We've gone like pretty late.
Yep. As these guys clear out. Tokens. You got them talking about tokens?
Well, he had the 2 unglued goblin tokens
Oh.
out on the board,
Yeah.
and Moses the Coot was wondering what they were.
Those are cool.
Yep, they are pretty sweet.
They were in Unglued and also in the anthology, like the original dual deck. They had the Unglued tokens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So there's kind of an excess of goblins and whatever was in the white one. Pegasus, I think, is what was in the white one, compared to some of the other Unglued tokens.
I really like the zombies.
And they were even
zombies.
silverboard,
They're
just
sweet.
like them.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a break here while these guys, like I said, while they finish up game 2 of their match and then move over, and we'll have some very different magic here for you. It's kind of an interesting matchup, Miracles versus this Eureka Fit deck.
Have you played it a lot?
I've played against Josh a few times.
Really?
It's a weird matchup in that normally when Miracles gets set, they've pretty much locked their opponent out,
Yes.
right? And the Eureka deck still has some game. It's rough because Swords to Plowshares is a hard card for, Academy Rector doesn't like Swords to Plowshares. And of course, Surgical Extraction is a card, right? So I've had Josh surgically extract 3 different cards from me. I think he extracted Therapies and Academy Rectors and Eureka or something like that. And I was still able to get a Nugan in play.
Yeah.
And felt like I had some sort of game. So it's an interesting matchup. I haven't quite figured it out yet.
For sure. Hey, Lord Darkview, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate that, man. Alright, looks like they're coming over here.
Game 2. What?
I think he's saying that was game 1 that he was in. Maybe? This is Brian, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Brian use a map before. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Alright, Mr. Brian himself. Good friend of mine, also my boss. No biggie.
So I call this Eureka Rector. It's not a great name. It has Eureka and it has Rectors. It doesn't.
Can we call it 8 Rector?
It doesn't actually play 8, but sure.
Oh, yeah, we can't do
It
that.
plays 7.
Eureka Fit.
It has.
Rector.
Yeah.
Can we just do it all? Eureka Rector Fit?
Eureka Rector Living Wish
Fit.
Fit.
Let's just name all the cards in the deck
There
so
we
that
go.
people know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Here's the deck list. And Josh is playing Miracles.
All right, here's our Miracles deck. We thought we were going to see it a little earlier, but it turned out to be kind of a different style of blue-white deck.
So go ahead and update the. Josh has a win, at least. I thought it was 1-1. I thought Brian said he had won game 1, but maybe not. So we're making these players move, and then they mulligan. This is just blue-white Miracles. I've talked to Josh a bunch about Miracles, and he kind of thinks right now the red is not where you really want to be. And there's enough variety of different choices that you can do in blue-white that he can mix up his deck quite a bit. I heard him say recently that he doesn't like Monastery Mentor, but it's just too good not to play it, so he's even playing it. He'd rather play Entreat the Angels. And yeah, I think back to basics is main.
That's actually strange to hear because he moved away from Entreat for a while. A good while. And they'll likely get a time extension for moving over, so even once our round timer ends, they'll probably still have a little bit more time to go.
Very exciting. Riveting Magic right here. This is entertainment at its finest. You guys are all enthralled to see exactly what's about to happen. We've got some silver sleeves that are going to do some battle against some brownish red sleeves. It's ultra pro upside down matte.
Yep.
That's a little completely off skew just to tilt you guys who are OCD. It's great. It's great magic right here.
Can you go check what the heck's going on?
Sure.
I don't know. This is weird. I'll message and make sure $50 on Josh.
I started with 3.
Make sure they get a time extension. I'm just gonna let the people at the counter know that that's something that'll need to happen. All right, we getting started?
Almost.
So Batusai's got $50 on Josh.
Okay, Josh and Brian are not playing.
I'm actually gonna call.
Okay, so this is Tim.
Oh, this is Tim. Why are I thought we were what?
Yeah, this isn't Brian and Josh.
Okay, this is Tim.
There we go. Yep.
Then wait, who else are we watching?
Tim and I should know his name, but I don't. Ask.
Okay, so we're not watching Brian
Nope.
and Josh.
Nope. So everybody that just made a bet, you guys owe me money because Josh is not winning this match.
When you have such an opportunity, go big. 3,000 on Josh. And he's not even playing.
All right, so Tim is playing Nick Fit
Nick,
with some blue.
I think he's playing Sultai.
Okay.
Nick Fit.
Okay.
I know that he lowered the curve since he last played. And then who is this again?
Yes. Ask.
Oh.
Here. I don't know his name. I should. And Tim is up 1 game.
Tim is up a game. Okay. Wait, we had this person play before, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Was it Jackson? This is Rip Helm?
Yes. There we go. I did it. All by myself, guys. The reason for the delay is he was down on 1 card. He had 59 cards for some reason, so he had to find his last card.
Interesting.
It was hiding somewhere.
Glad
Paul,
we found
well
it.
done, sir.
Thank you, Paul. I love how Paul will jump in chat and he'll be on YouTube, and next time he'll jump in, he's on Twitch.
Yeah.
Other times he'll be on Facebook and
All of the platforms. All right. So just like I told you guys, in this Eureka Fit versus Miracles battle, in this Nick Fit versus Rip Helm battle, I have no idea.
the legend strikes again.
So Tim's Nick Fit build is kind
You
of
never know
his
where
own
he's gonna
thing,
come
right?
from.
He's kind of brewing some different stuff.
Yeah, honestly, so I saw the last kind of layout he had for it. He basically just took Nick Fit, lowered the curve a lot, to the point where I asked him, why are you running Veteran Explorers? But I don't know. We'll see. What?
We're about to get legended because
What
Paul's in the
tournament is
chat.
now? I don't. Ark, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in the last minutes of round 3.
And I think this is actually game 2, not game 3, because I'm sorry, we were super confused. Low to the ground fit. Or not nice fit.
More nice than not. No, he plays all the Nick Fit cards. I'm pretty sure he has Therapies and he's got Pernicious Deed. But his curve tops with most of his curve is 4, or 4 is the high, and except for I think it's a Grave Titan, a single Grave Titan.
Interesting.
So there used to be multiple 5s and a couple 6s, and a lot of 4s, and he's really lowered it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna watch.
Oh, I love Grave Titan too, Batusai. It's just one of those cards that when you cast it, you win games,
Ah, Evil Fit. I like the idea of that deck. Let's play that. This bottle's being too annoying. If you're not nice, you.
If you're not Nick, then you're
Steve
evil.
Fit.
Yeah, what Bryce said.
All right.
Yeah.
Jackson's gonna quickly try and put down a rest in peace here, I think.
So this does affect Veteran Explorer, but since we haven't really seen one of those yet, I don't really think Tim kept a hand with one anyway. But with that said, I don't think that Rest in Peace is going to do a lot to Tim. Now, if he got an energy field out with it, then it's another story.
Yeah, but he's got Abrupt Decay, right?
He should have Abrupt Decays, and I bet you anything he boarded in Rex Sages.
Yeah. All right, so Tim gets to decide which 2 or 3 drop he plays on turn 2 here.
Yep, so he'll drop to 19. Let's see what land he gets. I actually can't remember just how much blue's in the deck. I know that he has Leovold, and I know that he has Baleful Strix.
Best card in Legacy.
Yeah, the best card in Legacy. I'm not sure what else.
Just
though.
today, though.
Yeah, so he doesn't even bother with blue. He just goes straight for the Bayou. I mean, it is a green-black strategy at its core. So Bacticide, don't stop when you're winning. When you're winning, like don't quit. Just keep winning. Then you start losing, and then you go to Nick Fit, and then you play something you're supposed to lose with.
Undeniable. Lost Legacy? Just what I expected to have Tim play here.
Lost Legacy can't hit Helm, right?
What's it do? It's like a weird surgical extraction type effect, right?
Yeah.
Does it get a creature?
I think it's just non-artifact.
Non-artifact, non-land.
Non-land.
So he can go get energy filled. And you get hand, library, and graveyard.
Yeah, so he cannot name Helm. What did he name? Oh, he named Humility.
Okay, so that keeps his Rectors alive.
He's not playing Rectors.
No, I mean...
All of his creatures. Ark, thank you so much for the follow, man. Appreciate that.
Why wouldn't you just name energy field there, though?
It's so bad.
Oh, Brian, did you drop? Are you going to join us?
No, I'm gonna play Food Chain next round.
Just forfeit your round and play Food Chain?
Play actual Magic for a change?
Oh. I mean, game 1 against Josh was fine. Game 3 was like, what am I doing with my life? The whole time. Pain, suffering, that's what it was.
So all those people who bet a bunch of money on Josh, you win.
Congratulations.
That actually happened, by the way. Everybody betted on Josh. Not a single person was like, "Yeah, go,
if I were
Brian."
playing Food Chain, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame him. Oh, I needed to grab something in here.
All right, so Deed got counterspelled. Is that what just happened? I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what happened. All right, so we've got a Green Sun Zenith. This is going to be on 3. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to get here. I could see Leovold, maybe a Tireless Tracker. I think Leovold's good. Leovold's a fine option here. Scoos is pretty freaking awful. Yeah. Okay. So the replacement effect will shuffle Green Sun back into the deck.
Is that what it does?
Yes.
That's silly.
Mm-hmm. And then here's a Council's Judgment. That's a good answer to this card. I vote for that guy. What do you vote for?
The Rest in Peace.
You can't vote for something that you don't own.
It's my vote. I get to use it how I see fit.
All right, and here's energy field, and the lock has been assembled. So, in order for Tim to actually beat Jackson, he has to find a way to kill one of the
like a pernicious deed.
Yeah.
Would that do it?
Yeah, deed would do it.
Okay, let's see if it does it. I think it's gonna do it.
You cannot control his vote. Choke.
Ooh, I like choke. Choke. That's interesting.
Okay. All right.
Choke first and deed next. Yeah.
So when you like abrupt decay, rest in peace does hit the graveyard, right? It doesn't exile itself, or do I have that opposite?
That's what everybody in chat is saying.
Crack both with one hit. Okay. I think that's what I was wondering, if it worked that way. Will the energy field see the rest in peace hit the graveyard? Rip exiles itself. That's right. Okay, thank you. I felt like I had.
I don't believe either of you. I think nothing happens because there's a lock in place.
Yeah, Rip always sees itself. Thank you, Captain QC.
So then energy
there's
field,
a lock, guys.
Then energy field doesn't go to the graveyard. It stays
No, it
out.
does not. No worries, Ark. We're just trying to understand, right? Okay, so here's a Pernicious Deed. So Pernicious Deed right now can take care of the rest in peace, and I don't think that he's in a position where he wants to crack it for 3. Oh, that revealed a lot.
Whoops.
That was...
He's flipping cards, and the one card that flips out is a rest in peace.
Hey guys, you know that thing that Magic players do where they shuffle their hand like constantly? You know, sometimes it actually hurts you. Just throwing that out there.
Sometimes. You can decay in response to a brainstorm. Ooh, I like it.
You cracked on 2? Isn't energy field 3? Am I wrong?
It's 2.
It is 2. Why do I think it was 3? It is 2. Okay. Yeah, then that ends up being fantastic. And Baleful Strix down.
Whoa.
All right, new rest in peace.
Guys.
Yeah, Deed is savage. Deed is so good. Deed should be in the yard. I don't think that's going to matter.
No, if rest in peace exiles itself, then the deed gets exiled too, because they all go at the same time.
I don't think that's true, actually.
Or no, the deed goes first, and then.
Oh, okay. It does matter. Oh shoot!
Sacrifice? No, you sacrifice it first and then destroy. So it doesn't go to the yard because rest in peace is still out. Arbor is. Okay. So no. Deed stays exiled though. Right? There we go. So it's just the dried arbor that you wanted to catch. Okay.
The Pernicious Deed is definitely exiled.
Yeah. Yeah. Arbor is in the yard? Why would Arbor be in the yard?
No, it's exiled too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all exiled because at the time, Rest in Peace was in play. Yeah. They all went at the same time, so they all get exiled. The fun interactions of Rest in Peace and timing.
Wait, so he abrupt decayed this, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure the abrupt decay actually is in the graveyard. Yes. Okay. I knew that one.
You can see him going, wait,
The decay is in the yard. 100%. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. He's not playing anything that it matters at all. I don't think.
Goyf? What do you mean?
He's got a Goyf.
Yeah, he's got a Goyf. It absolutely matters. There's a reason I'm correcting this.
That's great. Gets back.
Well, now Goyf's little.
Yeah, see, I told you it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
he's got a Goyf in play and an Eternal Witness in his hand. Totally didn't matter if it got exiled or not. Okay. So Tim is kind of ahead.
Yeah, pretty far ahead.
Guys, don't. No. E-Witness doesn't interact with the graveyard. Come on. Don't pretend it does.
Oh, I love Eternal Witness. I wish it saw more play. Yeah, how's it going, EW Landon? Knockwild, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. You okay there?
I'm fine. Yep, we're having fun.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't. Is there anything at all that Jackson can do? I don't think he plays Terminus, does he?
Supreme Verdict would be a good start. Okay, so this is Diabolic Edict.
Yeah.
Or not Edict, Diabolic Intent. I apologize.
Choke is kind of
Going
unfair.
good. That's awesome.
When it works, it's rough.
Yeah, good to have you, man. All right, so Tim gets both games, and now we're actually at the end of the round, so we'll have a little bit of downtime before round 4, and yeah.
Is there such a thing as Nick Fit if you're playing blue? Like, don't you have to be playing white?
No, Nick Fit is only like the things that make Nick Fit are all green black. It's Cabal Therapy, Veteran Explorer, and Pernicious Deep. Those are the 3 cards that make Nick Fit.
Okay.
And some basic lands. You need those too. But white is usually the preferred 3rd color.
It traditionally plays blue back in the day.
Back in the day.
Which was a Wednesday, by the way. Okay.
It's a little while ago.
I'm not sure what traditionally is. Like the original build of Nick Fit, it wasn't blue, was it?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. Where's Hackbert? He knows stuff about Nick Fit.
He should.
I don't know. I want to say last time we asked him a question, he was like, I don't know.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. I don't know stuff.
All right, so we've got one more round of Legacy, and we've almost been being above average in our commentary today.
Almost above. Yeah. But sadly, almost above is still just average, so we don't want you guys expecting too much from us.
No, not today.
So, Pop, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that.
We've talked about the recent bannings. I spent less than 1 word on them because that's about how much there was to talk about.
It wasn't less than 1 word. You said words.
There was an intro into talking about them, and then there was not talking about them.
Oh, right.
And then there was talk. I don't know whether it was afterwards. I forgot. I think it's really affected Legacy. I've changed my perspective on what I want to do in Legacy because of the recent bannings.
By not changing it at all?
Well, no, I just like making changes.
Oh, cool.
To my decks.
Okay, so it was a coincidence.
No, I'm making the changes because of the bannings, though. Like
Whoa.
directly affected the reasoning behind making changes.
So you finally took Gitaxian Probes out of your deck then?
Not that recent. No, more recent than that. I'm talking about yesterday.
No, I know I am talking about yesterday. I'm just saying maybe you're an announcement behind.
Yeah, we had to talk about it. You can't silence me. Actually, I'm pretty sure most computers come with a mute button, and if not, you can just turn down the volume. I think.
Don't tell them that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Guys, if you're here, you need to listen to this. This is important.
No, I'm actually a little disappointed though. I like I'm the type of person who likes transparency, and I dislike the fact that Wizards isn't when they're not transparent. Even when they are trying to be transparent, it feels like they're keeping a lot. And so the fact that they've now scheduled out banning and restricting is great. I think it's fine because then players can kind of predict when cards may or may not be banned. But I think it's unfortunate that they didn't even have a paragraph of information on, hey,
this is what we're considering.
Yeah, or even just everything's in a really good spot right now and we don't want to mess with stuff. Or,
right, and this is why. Yeah.
Or, hey, we just really messed up Legacy by banning Deathrite Shaman and it's way too early to even begin to think of banning something else. That's fine too. Instead of just leaving it all silent and blank. I don't really like
it. It is strange, for sure.
But that's what we get.
Yep, that is what we get. So all these changes resulted in no changes, and except for Bryce's frustration, which I'm pretty sure all of us are okay with.
That's what the internet is for.
Frustration?
We're on the internet right now, so I'm being frustrated.
Oh.
This actually doesn't bother me at all, but it's something to talk about. I'm trying to get somebody in chat interested. Did I get Death Rat Shaman bat? No, it wasn't me. Sorry.
Maybe Captain QC did.
I think all of my decks played Death Rat Shaman.
My best deck was a Death Rat Shaman deck.
I have altered foil Death Rat Shaman's Batusai, and I can't play with them either. I'm with you.
I have 4 signed ones.
I'm with you.
Can't play them. I actually had 5 of them.
Oh. Well, everybody knows it's Captain QC's fault. All right, we've got some pairings for you guys. We've got Paul on lands versus Calvin on Grixis Control. As our backup match, we have Lennon playing Goblins, or our primary match, because you guys probably want to see that, versus Zach and his
Sultai
Delver Canadian Threshold minus Death Rat Shaman deck.
These are actually some sweet matchups.
Why don't we start with Goblins?
Yeah, I think so too.
And we'll show you guys some Goblins.
This is actually a matchup that Goblins will be able to do something.
Yeah.
Or at least something more than nothing.
That is by definition.
Trust me, there is a small area that does not fit in those two things. I promise.
Lennon on Goblins right here probably means he's 2-1, right? So he's been doing just fine today. I mean, we saw him lose to lands, but
yeah, but it looks like Paul and Calvin are undefeated.
Yeah.
So Grixis Control versus lands on one side, and we're gonna be watching some Goblins versus some Bug Threshold, because
that's not
Bug
what it is.
Threshold
No,
some
there's no threshold in it.
reason.
Nope. In fact, it actively doesn't really care about the graveyard except for
Gurmag Angler.
Yeah.
Which actually just
and Tarmogoyf.
gets rid of Threshold.
And I'm sure there's some other cards too.
Right.
All right, we're waiting for players to sit down. For some reason, they actually have to sit down to play Magic, and sometimes it takes a while.
50. They didn't give me a time, so I have to guess it. God, these people have one job to do. One job. I expected way more out of Austin.
You have an emblem, and on the other side, it has Rule 104.3a. That's very nice of you to
A player can concede the game at any time.
offer
Perfect.
them that piece of trivia. Do you like the one of Teferi in your deck? I mean, obviously enough to make an emblem for it. I've seen Teferi in builds, and I'm not sold on it.
Oh, we are getting a start time. 9:52. Oh, did I actually get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally did.
Amazing.
Nailed it. First try.
Has anybody else sat down on that other two?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can start showing them this.
Paul on lands.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing with it too. Is there? I'm sure there's certain situations where you'd rather have a Teferi over a Jace, but is it good? Yep. Sometimes it works for sure.
Yeah, I think Gideon's a really good bet to say.
All right, we're going to show you guys the beginning here of lands versus Grixis Control. These are our 2 undefeated players tonight, and maybe we just don't have our other match.
You want me to go out and find him? This is Austin's job. Go yell at him. Austin. Oh, I don't want to show you guys the empty table. My bad. Sorry, guys. All right, let's get started then. Do you find them?
They were somewhere.
They didn't know that they were featured?
Well, Zach was trading with somebody, and
Oh, okay.
it was Brian, and so things took a while.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at? Exploration, the best card in Magic.
I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that before. Okay, hold on. You can't just change your stance in the same stream. We've already talked about. Oh, I guess you said Baleful Strix is the best in the Legacy.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, Exploration's the best card in Magic, guys. I didn't know before now, but it's fact because Bryce said so. Yeah, Pyroblast. Pyroblast is even more brutal to Teferi than it is against Jace. Pyroblast is a real good card.
How is it more brutal to Teferi than Jace?
It's a 5 mana versus 4.
Oh, okay. Yes. I mean, it kills.
Yeah, and it's like Daze is like really good against it too.
All right. So these guys are going to what? We get to see one player play a bunch of lands and the other player play a few lands. That's my amazing breakdown of this match.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can pull up the other match. They're probably sitting down right now.
All right, cool.
They just have to do something.
Yeah, they're gonna shuffle up a little bit.
Yep. Okay.
We'll stay here for a couple minutes.
Paul tries to port the Underground Sea. Calvin's going to use that to brainstorm. And then he's going to play a Thoughtseize. The only thing that can be taken is the Punishing Fire. And he gets to see the other cards. 2 cycling lands and a Tabernacle. Gets back the Punishing Fire. That's almost a net zero amount of things. Not quite. Bugged up. It was very exciting, that play. Didn't do anything whatsoever.
Yeah, happens.
Ooh, Paul draws a Crop Rotation. Okay.
That would have been nice to hit off of the Thoughtseize,
Yeah.
but I guess he just responds anyway. This is where lands is at its best, though. Is against a grindy matchup where the opponent doesn't have a whole lot as far as threats go.
You like your matchup with Grixis versus lands?
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. I think this.
I do think that lands is like somewhat favored, but I don't think that either person should be afraid of this matchup.
Here's a Tabernacle trigger on the Snapcaster Mage, and I think you just let it go. Especially with a Maze of Ith out, you can't really do much.
Yep, there's the Gurmag.
And then Paul's got a 20/20 next turn if he wants it.
I imagine he does. I don't think Calvin's gonna have a whole lot game 1 for this. And he has Maze of Earth anyway. Blood Moon. Yeah, I don't think the Grixis control typically plays Blood Moon.
Nope. Yeah, forcing the exploration or the what is the other?
Usually Gamble. Exploration or Gamble are typically the things. Okay, looks like Paul gets this one pretty quickly.
Mana Bond is the one I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah.
The other exploration.
And it looks like these guys are just about to get started with game 1, so we'll stay here for a sec. And our Goblins player has a Forest Met. Tricky.
Yeah.
Nobody will see that coming.
Huh.
No one.
Nope.
They'll be like, oh man, This guy's got forests in his deck.
I like it. Except if you're just playing forests, you're probably playing elves, right?
Yeah.
And
Even they play with bayous though.
Yeah.
Elves do.
It's a mountain on the forests.
Wait a second.
This is round 4 of Legacy, where Kyra and I usually this is where we really just start pontificating amazingly on the depths of the intricacies of Magic, and we usually yawn a lot.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, here's a lackey that might actually
hour
hit.
number 4. 10 p.m. here.
Does lackey not get to hit? Oh man,
I kind of wanted it to hit.
is it gonna get fatally pushed? Can you fatally push a goblin lackey? Is that even possible?
Yeah, you can.
I
Arc, I agree. That is just an embarrassing mountain to have on your board.
You don't like that one?
No.
I have a really cool altered one. It's like a full art version of that one where the steps just keep going down. It's cool. Haha! Kill my lackey, I'll kill your underground sea. Take that. Place my lackey. Because there's more lackeys where that came from.
There you go. Oh, please don't have an answer. Please don't have an answer. I want to see this lackey hit. I want to see like Kiki or Siege Gang Commander. Something sweet like that.
Like a goblin?
Or like the trash man. Oh, he drew a ringleader. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Yep,
I'm
start
ready.
off with that wasteland.
Nope. He doesn't want
Oh,
to.
man. Here we go.
Lackey into
Oh, this is the goblin that kills a land? I cannot remember
the
the name of this one.
goblin farmer. Goblin. What is
Chat, help. Where's Jorgensen when you need him?
We were talking about it earlier.
Unhinged basics for gobos do look good, I agree.
It's a goblin settler.
Settler.
Because it settles on the land and
I love it.
destroys the land.
From Cario hasn't said something all
from
stream.
or from
and
Cairo.
the second we need help,
Yeah.
that's the person who comes
He's
through.
been
Thank
waiting.
you.
He had it typed out beforehand. He's just been waiting to type in settler.
He's like,
and
I
push
know.
enter.
He's like, I know that these commentators are incompetent.
When it comes to goblins, that's I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's from Portal. Am I right? Starter.
Starter 99. Is that actually? Yeah.
Yep. It's $45. Holy cow!
Sweet.
It's a $45 in common, guys.
All right, so yeah, Lackey gets another hit, and now we get a Mogwai Marshal. You once paid for a timing belt with a Goblin Settler, Mario. That's the coolest story I ever heard. You should share. You should share that more.
What? That's a.
That's a Siege Gang Commander,
Yeah.
not a Mogwai Marshal.
Yeah.
I apologize, guys.
You got to see.
It's the new Dominaria
man.
Siege Gang Commander.
Wasteland to wasteland. Okay. And Lennon just says, all right, instead of forcing him to fetch. Oh, nope. Maybe he forces him to fetch. Arc 4911. What are you playing today? I like these names that are just like a couple letters and then letters and numbers. They're really difficult to say.
I'm sure they mean something really profound. That's awesome. That's okay. Yeah, tell it that way. Tell it that way. I like that. That's sweet. I don't think I've ever traded in a card for like a favor outside of like a shop, you know.
So you're saying that Goblin Settler is all about timing? Because sorry guys. This one was well timed.
It was.
I don't know where the belt
was better than
belt
most.
comes in at all, but Yeah. Right. I know. I think I feel pretty good if I have a war marshal and a whole bunch of goblins, and feels pretty strong.
No war marshals here.
Or the
Yeah, siege gang commander.
siege gang.
Yeah,
That's
siege
what I
gang
mean.
commander plus a 1/1 here.
Tarmogoyf. It's kind of big.
That's probably not going to help much. So in this,
There's no sorcery at the moment, right? So it's just instant land creature.
he's got a Gem Palm Incinerator, so he's going to cycle Gem Palm.
So it takes 5. Is that what happens there?
Yeah.
Deals damage equal to the number of goblins at cycling speed, which is different than driving a car speed because you're on a bicycle.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he meant, Captain QC. Definitely.
Did we tell Zach that Bug Delver got banned? Yep.
I can let him know after this game if you want me to go out there and just be like, hey, Zach, chat just wants to let you know that Bug Delver got banned, or Bug Delver got banned. I can let him know.
I think I like the port here. Yeah, okay. Here comes the port.
Yeah, definitely.
And that should do it.
Yeah, keeping up with just like the lands game right now. Definitely what the Goblin player wants to be doing. He's got 6 damage on the board. So yeah, he can win next turn. With or without an attack. Oh.
And this is just game, right?
Yeah.
Either way. And he should pour down on upkeep, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he probably should have ported, but this is fine too. He's just gonna sack a goblin. Deal 2 damage to face. And yeah, next turn should be another 2 damage. And or an attack, whatever.
Yeah. Any combination of those things.
Yep, I should do.
Zach's got an abrupt decay, but that can't take out the siege game.
Nope.
He's gonna daze his own abrupt decay. Ha!
Whoa.
Gets back a land. Abrupt decay can't be countered. He's probably not going to choose to pay 1 for it.
Definitely, Romario. I definitely will.
It's the same question, just in a different format. Yes.
I think I fly in on Thursday.
Let's see what's happening on our other match. Lands versus Grixis Control.
And this is game 2. Alright, so once again we see an exploration on Paul's board. That seems to have been pretty consistent throughout us watching him.
When you play with it in your opening hand, it's better than when you don't play with it in your opening hand.
And the deck does function so much better with it that it is kind of crazy, like the difference between the games with it and without it.
Right.
It's kind of like my Agrolum deck with Mox Diamond. The times you have it, the deck is just insane. The times you don't, it functions like an okay deck. Not sure if he streams anymore.
All right. What does Calvin get to do here? Not much when he gets ported down every turn, right?
Yeah, not a ton. And Ghost Quarter can start hitting these basics too. I highly doubt Calvin has another basic besides the 3 that he has in play. Yeah, like D&T without Vial. Yeah, Loam without Mox, for sure. they're like a fine deck, but when they have that like amazing card, you know, the chances of a victory is just so much higher. I do not know how to say that name. Ireg Bitione. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, that was exactly what it was.
Follow.
Well done, sir. Or ma'am.
One of the two.
Yeah. We just got to follow when we're in top form right here in the round 4.
Yep, top form.
We're really just dissecting every card that's played. And
I mean, this Gamble's going to go get a card.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Probably a Life of the Loam.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually what his best take at the moment is. I could see him getting Punishing Fire. I could see him getting Punishing Fire.
It wasn't a crop rotation, and it wasn't an exploration. It was maybe it was a crop rotation. That doesn't make sense. When you're down to 3 cards, you get Life of the Loam because you're more likely for it to hit the graveyard. Mm-hmm. This way, he can do what you were just saying about Ghost Quartering and continuing.
Yeah, pushing Calvin off of his basics, and next thing you know, he can't cast anything. Yeah, I saw that, Captain QC. It was pretty funny.
You're following way too closely to our local media here.
When I saw that headline, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed pretty hard. It's so pointless. It's just so silly. Like, what's the point, you know?
So I had an interesting thought on it because that was my first take too. I was like, oh, okay, that is silly. But as we've seen in our chat, where people from out of state or out of the country have kind of this, hey, you guys have Mormons in your state, right? Yeah. There's this weird connotation to being Mormon, and like this ancient idea of it being a cult or something like that. And so changing the name to their full name just makes it another Christian church, and all of that goes away. So in that sense, it actually kind of makes sense.
In all technicality, it's still a cult, but
well, if every religion is, then yes.
Every religion is a cult.
But we, in our current world, we say religions are not cults. So.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do because literally religions are cults. Anyway.
So I think there's actually a decent reason for doing it, QC.
I think that they like feel like there's some bad I don't know, memories in the past or whatever with that old name, and they feel like they probably are dealing with a bunch of crap from it, you know, lingering stuff that I don't know. No, if you look in the dictionary, every religion's a cult. I know that for a fact.
Wait, what?
10 out of 10, cool kid atheist point. Yeah, for sure. Haven't you seen the South Park? Well, you know that the South Park people who, like, the people who made it, the creators, they used to be Mormon.
So they actually have more knowledge.
Yeah, so they have like a ton of knowledge about it, and that's why, like,
it's well done.
It's well done. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, look, Wasteland and Ghost Quarter. We're having fun now, right? Everybody's having a good time. Baleful Strix, best card in Magic, in Legacy, today.
Yeah, but the Baleful Strix isn't going to get there.
It will if he ninjutsus in the next moment.
No, they are not still Mormon. They are ex-Mormon. Like myself.
Yeah, there's Mormons who stop being Mormon, and or whatever they're calling themselves now. And then there's Mormons who actually get like excommunicated from the church. I'm pretty sure the makers of South Park are in the latter one.
Yeah, they got kicked out. Yeah, they're not kind to it. Well, you've heard of the play The Book of Mormon, right? The creators of South Park are the people who wrote that play. And it's called The Book of Mormon, and it literally just trashes.
Well, and that's actually well done.
It is super well done.
It's
super well done.
It's a little different than the South Park episode.
Am I in the 4-color Facebook group? Dude, I've commented on your things before. Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, and when the play came here, it was sold out very quickly. People were excited to see it.
I'm offended by that. I've actually said things regarding what you've said.
That's great. There's a 4-color loam Facebook group.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? Just complain about
Yeah, that's actually all we do.
not having blue?
Yeah, that's actually the only thing that we do. No, there's actually like a lot of good discussion on it, and like people play regularly. It's actually kind of impressive.
Two baleful Strixians.
Strixus.
Mm.
Really? That yours are okay and mine's bad?
Naturally. That's kind of the general way things go here.
I might do a couple 4-color loam streams before Richmond. We'll see. I would like to, but I'm really busy.
Do you know what blocks a 2020
I don't play
flying
a lot of
indestructible
MTGO.
really, really well?
Would I kindly punch Bryce? What's a kindly punch? Like
Oh, is Calvin gonna get there?
Is that kind? Does that work? I don't know.
He's close.
Yeah, he is close.
If he swings all out, then he can't turn around and block. So he either has it or he doesn't. Does he have it? K command in hand? Oh, no, K command's not going to be enough.
So we're going to activate Barbarian Ring. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, no, he's going to... Okay. Yeah, he's got the Edict. That'll do. We're going to get a game 3.
That was cool. Strix got there. Guys. Strixians. Fellow... baleful... This is dumb.
Felsperato, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that.
It's a good card, though.
We are definitely going to keep up our stream. We like to stream on Tuesdays and Fridays, and we love Legacy here. So glad to hear you enjoy it.
And I've run out of things to say that have the word Strix in them, and I didn't even try very hard. Paul had to get Punishing Fire with the gamble instead of the loam. That would have made a difference for sure.
Well, I mean, that's the suggestion I made. Like, don't get me wrong, getting loam is fine, but like, why not just get the card that's gonna make it so your opponent's doing nothing? You're gonna find another loam. You're gonna find something else. I would have felt a little more urgent than the way that Paul felt.
So
He felt like he had a lot of time.
The fear is one wasteland and it shuts off your Punishing Fire, right? Whereas loam draws you 3 cards a turn, and he was only 1 turn away really from getting there. But Strixians, you like that? Okay.
Strixians, the Cult of the Black Owl of Death. You know what?
How about the religion of the Black Owl of Death?
Captain QC, if you start this, I may become religious. I'm in. That's all I'm saying.
And so there's a new creature type in Magic called Strixian.
Strixian?
And
it's actually just Baleful Strix?
Baleful Strix gets errated to have that. It's an owl horror.
Owl horror Strixian.
So that it plays better with Thing in the Ice. I like this. It is interesting though. I wonder how many decks just get better with Baleful Strix in them, and if it just acts as a filler card that hangs out in every single deck, no matter what you're trying to do.
How much money do you have? Wondering if it's worth it making the church to get 90% of what you own. I don't have a lot. I work at a game store. It's called Paragon City Games. Maybe you've heard of it.
All right, gamble for something. Probably exploration there, and discards the Thespian Stage. Calvin on the other side just plays a Bloodstained Mire. Here comes Life of the Loam gets back 2 lands. Very inefficient Life of the Loam.
They'll accept magic cards?
Ooh.
Okay, never mind. I might have a little bit of value.
That sounds like a good religion to me. You're tithing? We expect magic cards. So that was quite a turn. Paul got to discard a land to Mox Diamond. He got to play an exploration and got to play a 3rd land. That was his 2nd turn.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. Hit gamble crop rotation on him. That's about as good as you could possibly ask it to be.
So Paul running everything out there that he could actually kind of bit him in a way.
It did in a way. Now, okay, there's the Dark Depths. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So, well, he's not dead this turn. If Calvin has an edict, then we still have a little bit of game to play. Well,
No,
not a
if
ton.
he has a surgical extraction and
an edict. Yeah.
if he has a surgical extraction right now.
Yeah, that's asking a lot.
He only just needs the surgical extraction right here, guys. Okay, Force of Will on the Life Alone. That buys him a turn. He's going to pitch a Baleful Strix, which is obviously the wrong decision.
Yeah, idiot.
That was his win condition last game. He needs to play the Baleful Strix so that he draws the surgical extraction that's now the top card on his library.
That's what I'm saying. Where Mario
Luckily,
is like
he's playing with 45.
Usually, discard versus lands is it's pretty much like on turn 1 is like the only time you're gonna see the discard do anything, and that's if you hit an exploration, a crop rotation, or a gamble.
All right, Loam number 2, attempt number 2 with this Loam. He just discarded his clock. I know. Well, he exiled it. This time, Loam succeeds in loaming, in making a sheet of fabric. Wasteland, Dark Depths, 20 counters, 10 counters, some number of counters, irrelevant number of counters.
He needs an owl to peck at the legend.
Ah.
I don't know. Yeah, you're not gonna hurt the legend with your nails.
Yeah, not just fetch lands aren't enough. You need something else too. You need the religion of the Strixians.
The Strixians.
I don't remember what it was called. What was it? Something about the Black Death.
The cult of the Black Owl of Death.
That's a lot of words.
I like those words.
It is good. We need like an anagram. Can we shrink that down a little bit?
Yes, please. I expect to see more of this plan. As an investor, I would like to see more next week. Captain QC.
Yes, Paul is telling him the lands he wants. He did the first time. He purposefully showed him, and then I'm sure he's doing that.
All right.
again.
Well, there was an opportunity, and he was able to nihil spellbomb the.
Now he just needs another answer from the sideboard in the form of a.
He's got a Baleful Strix. That'll help him for a turn. That's more than nothing.
No,
he's got
attack because you can't do damage with just your nails. What? What is this attack?
Oh, so he's testing him. He's saying I'm gonna attack with this, and yep,
He's got it
there's
again.
the 2020, and there it is. There's the Diabolic Edict. Okay, so we've still got a game. Now Life from the Loam's exiled. The 2020's gone. Paul's basically up the top of his deck. He needs to find a Loam like now.
Or a gamble, or a.
I mean, gamble would help you find Loam.
Yeah. The deck is quite redundant, right?
Yeah.
Did he find a
Wasteland number 2? It looks like we're going to get rid of both of these. Yeah, it is a Punishing Fire. That's good. That's really good. Ah, geez, way to put pressure on me. Hey, man. You were the person who outlined the importance of this.
All right,
Don't
this
look
is
at me like it's my
great time for a Gurmag game. This is maybe the best time you could have this card. Like
Easily.
anything else in his deck isn't awesome. But
yeah, because
Gurmag
Punishing
is gonna
Fire
be
can't
great.
do anything to this. Yep, we'll bring back Punishing Fire.
it just presents about the fastest clock possible.
And I'm such a big fan of Punishing Fire. Just throwing that out there. It's great.
So we need Punishing Fire and Baleful Strix in the same deck.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say.
I think that sounds like a thing that should happen.
Yep.
Punishing Fire of the Religion of the Black Owl Death. So I messed it up already. Wait.
Oh, Captain QC has a good point, Bryce.
Starting the Church of Punishment.
Dude, I'm even more.
Can we start two religions in the same day? Is that
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. One can play into the other. It's a new outlook on religion that others really haven't looked into.
But Baleful Strix has Death Touch, so if you touch it with Punishing Fire, does the fire get Death Touch?
I don't know.
Is it Punishing Death Fire now?
Yeah. So with a top deck Dark Depths, this is definitely back in Paul's favor. We'll see if Calvin finds anything off this brainstorm. It doesn't look like it. He did find a pithing.
Snapcaster?
He did find a pithing needle.
He's attacking. I've got the Snapcaster in my hand. That's what I got. What are you gonna do?
Does he?
That's what he's saying by this attack.
Yeah. You're overthinking it. Yeah,
there's a Snapcaster. Wow. When you have it.
Wow, this is insane. I bet Paul's just looking at this going, okay, man. Like, you got it.
I just did everything, and you did it again.
So, I know some of you think that a 2020 is super good, really powerful, and, like, you know, it kills people in one hit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it can't beat the little Snapcaster Mage.
Nope.
And it can't beat an Owl either.
He was dead like 3 times. Calvin should be dead. Pretty sure.
So now I would expect to see Pithing Needle. Like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's Pithing Needle. This is probably going to name Thespian Stage. I can't imagine any other thing. Yep, and Paul's going to pack it up. Grixis Control is going to take down this tournament.
So
guys.
there again, like if he hadn't had the Gurmag Angler when he did, I think Paul would have been able to be a little slower on doing stuff, right?
Yeah.
And probably would have been able to find an answer slowly wasteland and Ghost Quarter away all of Calvin's lands or something like that. But having that pressure on having the pressure on with the Gurmag Angler, Paul had to go when he did, and Calvin just had the answer every time. And those were sideboard cards, right? Well, I guess the Edict isn't a sideboard card necessarily, but he had the Spell Bomb on time.
I think he means one Edict, and I think there is another 1 or 2 in the side.
Yeah. That was brutal.
It's a fake burb? No.
Hey, us in the religion of Black Death, I don't know what it's called. We don't care about false idols, or maybe we do. We actually care about false. I don't.
Our stances are really set in stone.
We haven't figured it out yet, all right? Give us a few centuries and we'll have it.
All we know is that we believe in something, and that is what's important.
I don't know, because Captain QC already negated the entire religion with Punishing Fire. But who cares as long as we can eat it? Can we eat the Cult of the Black Own of... Wait, you just messed it up, QC. How am I supposed to learn it when you can't even type it? The Cult of the Black Owl of Death. Got it. Okay. I thought it was the religion, though.
Oh my god. No, it's a cult.
We can't eat the artifact bird.
We don't want to be a religion. We want to be a cult.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
We're a cult of the Black Owl of Death.
Yeah.
Our own Black Owl of Death in particular.
Yes.
Not your Black Owl of Death. It's a black-blue Owl of Death, really. It's kind of a multicolored.
May you join? Are you kidding? The more the merrier.
You just need 4 copies of a certain card.
You just have to show those cards to us, and we have to.
And you have to put it in every deck you play in Legacy. Because I'm pretty sure that's the correct choice. Goblins with Baleful Strix just got better. Maybe not that deck. Maybe every other deck except that one.
Only if you do anything for your god burb.
Where is this game 3? What are we doing?
I don't know. It's probably game 3.
This is probably game 3. All right, so
I like our chat conversation too much to pay attention. That card is Champion Wits.
So wait, Captain QC, what happens if somebody mistakenly surgically extracts your Baleful Strixes. Then they're no longer in your deck at all times. So
There are ways to get things back from
you
exile.
play Glittering Wish.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You play Pull from Eternity.
I like Glittering Wish better. Punishing Fire, Glittering Wish, Baleful Strix. We're halfway to a deck, guys. All right. Lennon's at 5 life, and there's a Delver in play. It's kind of rude. Must. Yep, gotta have it. I think Lennon's in trouble.
Yeah, double cover's not helping.
All right, so he's not going to attack, even though Lennon's only at 5 life. Okay, doesn't want that lackey to get a trigger. I think it would have been safe to attack there. Is there a goblin that can do enough damage? I guess there must be, right? I don't know all my goblins.
I'm not sure.
I can't think of one that really tweaks it enough to.
The sad part is like he probably just needs a mountain for a gem palm, or you know, something silly like that. What up, Brian? You want to join us for the last couple minutes?
Sure.
Show off your hat.
I mean, Kyra's been doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Oh yeah,
He's got a hat too.
I've got a Paragon City Games hat. Boom.
Are these hats available for purchase?
They're not online yet. I'll have them in Richmond for sure, though. I have a handful with me. But we'll get them online on eBay or something.
We've developed 2 new religions. One
Yeah.
of them's good. The other one's a work in
Good.
progress.
Okay. Okay, what are these two?
We have
buttons?
stances and stuff.
QC, what's the name of our cult religion thing?
Yeah, it's not a religion. It's a cult.
Sorry, it's a cult.
Okay, sure. Same thing.
I don't remember already.
Yeah?
We're working on an anagram for it, so I can remember.
So wait. There's 2, though.
Well, there was some dissension, and
So we already have a fundamentalist group.
we
within this cult,
excommunicated one of our members.
and they're starting their own.
I
Is that
think
what's
it's the
going on?
member who named
The cult of the Black Owl of Death.
We are known as the Strixians, and it goes in every single legacy deck.
Are you Strixotic? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, and the Church of Punishment. There's a cult and a church.
Punishing Fire beats Strix. So we had to start the Church of Punishment.
Yep. It's a natural dichotomy. Everybody knows this. It's a yin and a yang.
There's not a G in the first word, but okay. And it's actually yin yang, but you know, whatever.
We're in America where we say yin and yang.
Yeah.
You
that's what
say
we say.
yin yang. That's what you say in America.
No. Pretty sure you don't. Pretty sure you're. I've been a fundamental part of developing a new religion today, which is more than
You're
you
right.
can
You're
say
right.
you've accomplished.
So one of the primary tenets is the yin and the yang.
No, I just get to make declarations, and they're now fact.
So they're called the Punishers.
Oh,
Might know them to kill bad guys and more.
I love round 4.
Did they get a taste of the board state between Tim and I when it was Nick Fit versus Nick Fit? Right
No,
before
I
we
didn't.
gave
I
up
didn't
on
show
it?
him. I saw your pictures, but
It was really funny because we both started out Bayou Veteran Explorer, and then he beat me.
it's like, all right, who's gonna attack?
Seriously.
Oh, he beat you.
Yeah, he
I feel
beat
like
me.
your deck would go like way bigger and stronger.
I
That's
just
interesting.
drew a bunch of lands in the wrong spots.
Yeah.
Lennon's suddenly at way more life than he was at before. That kind of changes things.
Why is he at way more life than he was before?
I think he was probably at 22 or 25 or whatever.
From what?
I don't know.
I don't know how he gained life.
I'm not sure either. We jumped into this game, so we were just looking at the life total that was, there.
Okay. I mean, it's not like he's fetching lands or anything.
It does make it a little bit more interesting. I thought that Delver should have been attacking a while ago, and a little different.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that?
That is
War
a
Chief.
new War Chief
Oh, okay.
because they reprinted that card and put it in Modern.
So now all those goblins get +1/+1 and haste? No.
Plus,
They cost 1 less to cast and haste. right?
Sure.
Yeah, one less against haste. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's what War Chief does.
We're
It is,
paying
100%.
attention a lot to this match.
Seems like
because
it. Seems like it, Bryce.
neither of these decks play either of the feature
Clean
cards
life
in
by the
our...
powers of mistakes in the life word. That's a powerful power.
It
Not as
is.
strong as Brian's powers, though. You know, my powers weren't working today. I think Hackbert like siphoned them somehow. Because I lost to Terry. I only beat Corey. And I beat him 2-0.
Did it feel fun, then? Did you do it with
I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah.
enchantments or giant planeswalkers?
No, I don't think I ever comboed out.
Oh.
I just played Food Chain against Corey,
Which is a different deck. Okay.
which is a significantly better deck than the previous deck that you were mentioning.
Right. I think you're
I played
correct.
Brainstorm and Force at will, so
I think you're correct.
I was coming to the realization that nothing in Legacy is nearly as fun as playing Food Chain for me.
You got a hello.
Hi, Hannah Bacchus. I actually am not sure that I know who you are based on your name, but I might know who you are in real life. Hi. Losing to Terry is bad. Now he's going to think he's good and all. You're right.
Yeah, you don't want him to think that.
Okay.
We jammed a bunch of games afterwards, and we were pretty even. Should have just bust the tires of his Honda Civic.
That's how you win.
Seriously?
He definitely commented
If you-
commented on me wearing a hat today.
If you want to get Terry mad, just start bagging on his Honda Civic. By the way, he doesn't actually have a Honda Civic.
No, he
He
drives
doesn't.
an Infinity.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Hi, Batusai. Hello. Do I have a current food chain list? Yeah, it's so if you go on MTG Goldfish and find the most recent list from PCG Eternal, that's my current list. I've been talking about switching one of my Thoughtseizes for an Engineered Explosives, but some of the big things you'll notice is I'm playing 4 of Birds of Paradise main, 2 Hymn to Torox, no Leovolds, and it's quite cool. Hey, Jesse. Why is everyone saying hi to me?
I don't know.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi, I exist in the real world.
I mean, this is round 4 where normal introductions happen and people
Yeah,
say
people
hi
are
to each other.
introduced to
Makes
Brian
sense.
being back in the booth once again.
Makes sense. All right, so here's a legitimate question for our newfound cult. Is Death Shadow going to
Can
naturally...
we call it a cult of personality?
You can call it whatever you want at this point.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, it has a name, but you can call it whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're
okay,
right.
Okay.
But
Glad we're on the same page.
is Death Shadow going to incorporate and become a part of our cult religion thing, whatever it is?
Oh, Jesse's here too.
Does Death Shadow get better with Baleful Strix in it? Is that just like the
This is
natural
round 4. We don't have
evolution?
any time to pay attention to the game, obviously.
No.
That should be a quote, Captain Geese.
They're playing Magic, and somebody's going to win probably.
Wait, what tournament? Online? Yeah. So it was a 5-0 list from 2 weeks ago.
And so yeah, if you can search.
And
through
I
Goldfish.
narrowly avoided making it into the top 32 of the Legacy Challenge, despite going 3-0,
not
not losing a game, and then losing my last 4 rounds.
Not the list that Goldfish
mad.
put on their
Not the
their
Bant
deck
one.
thing. No,
Not that Bant one.
No, not
Well,
on
the Bant
there.
one. So other people in the Legacy food chain community are really behind like Bant as a cool kind of thing. It just does not have the same power and versatility. There we go.
This is round 4. We don't have time to pay attention to the game.
The
obviously.
EE in the sideboard would be replacing the 3rd Thoughtseize. So it should have 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Surgical, 2 Fluster, and so on.
Yes, there's a lot of Death Shadow at the moment.
In the challenge, I
Running
played
around.
against 4 Death Shadow decks. And then I played against 2 Grixis and 1
Kitten Cat Noodle.
Kitten Cat Noodle.
Thank you so much for the follow.
A follow
Appreciate
in
that.
this whatever.
Yeah,
this
in round
is.
four.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of like Kitten Caboodle.
No,
Yeah.
it's Kitten Cat. Get it right.
Dude. Literally every MTGO league is like Death Shadow. And if it's not Death Shadow, I played against Burn and Alurin, and that was like the only break I got from Death Shadow.
I haven't
recently.
seen Alurin in a while.
Seriously, he goes like Birds of Paradise, like Land Birds of Paradise. I'm like, oh, Food Chain Mirror, and he's like Alurin, and I'm just like, how did I not win this? But-
Seriously, Captain QC, like
been whiffing.
you say that, but like yesterday I got together with Terry in Stockton, and like
5
we
us.
no we just fired up a league with Death Shadow because we were like, okay, what's the deal? 5-0'd it. First time ever playing the deck, and honestly, it was mostly just Terry piloting. We just like watched, and honestly,
you know
I
what my
don't know
wife
that I
calls
wouldn't.
Terry?
What?
Calls him teriyaki.
Good plan.
Literally, she like whenever I reference him, she's like, "Oh yeah, teriyaki," and I'm like, "Okay."
Scorpion Frogs, thank you so much for the follow, man. Appreciate that.
It's really funny though. And so, what was the other one? She called Shay something the other day.
Shay?
Yeah,
He's around enough for your wife to have.
I was messaging him on Facebook. And,
okay.
And it was. Just,
I was gonna say,
became a thing.
I feel like I never see Shay.
He's a cool dude.
I like Shay.
The super shiny card is a Gurmag Angler. I'm sort of watching while you guys are talking.
You know.
Teriyaki, the Honda Civic driver.
I kind of remember that from Friday. I mean, Honda is a Japanese company, right? Or is that Korean? I think it's.
It's Japanese.
Remember.
Japanese.
Probably.
Yeah. Japanese.
Magical times. Magical times.
What Brian said.
I mean, a 5/5 is pretty good against 1/1s
Usually.
with this 3/3 in the air.
Or it's a
I
zero.
love how Lennon, instead of using the like other side of the board, is now using. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. He switched side of the board. Hyundai is Korean. Cool. I honestly, I mean, a lot of the Asian manufacturers I don't pay very much attention to, as far as like which one's from what country, just because I'm a bad person. But like my family, up until recently like exclusively drove Japanese cars, and then my dad got a Ford and a Tesla, and we still drive mostly Japanese cars. Like I drive a Subaru, my dad owns a Mazda, my grandma drives a Honda and a Lexus. She and my aunt share that. My grandpa drives it.
All right. Which one of you is asking Brian personal questions again?
Yeah. Yep.
You should
We need
stop.
we need to have a conversation.
Yeah, you guys should
This
stop.
isn't
asking me
a
mental
part of the
questions.
cult of the
Show
Owl
yourself.
of Black Death,
Show
guys.
yourself.
This isn't a thing.
So we can slap your wrists.
Yeah. I love how like Stifle just totally denied mana number 4, and we were just sitting here talking about Brian's cars.
He got to play a Stifle and have it maybe matter.
Oh, it's definitely gonna matter.
You know where those stifles came from? So Lennon, he was borrowing stifles from Lennon originally, and then I've traded that playset of stifles off of Les, and then traded it to Zach like immediately right as the round was starting. And so that's where those stifles came from.
So they've been around literally the whole store.
I mean, it was like 3 tables. Like it was linear. The trade was
Okay.
pretty linear, and everyone knew what was going on.
We froze.
I think he's kidding himself if he
Yeah,
doesn't believe it.
they're just thinking.
Yeah.
Very still.
Yep.
So I think Zach wins,
Mm-hmm.
and
think
now
so.
we're going to game 3.
Oh, we don't know. This is the
I think
backup
this
match.
is.
So
I think this is game 3. Goblin Chain Whirler.
he put in the whirler.
He's whirling the chains.
Do you guys remember how it happened last time?
I have no idea.
So he was playing
The
playing goblins
Killstrix.
against Storm,
Okay.
and Gordon made a mistake, and he used Chain of Vapor instead of on a token. He used it on the matron, and so the matron went back to hand, and then he stormed off with goblins, and then he vialed back in the matron, but there was no goblin Chain Whirler in the deck, so Storm still won. And we were I think it was Matt and I on Friday, and we were like, please have a whirler, please.
Oh my goodness. That's insane.
Yeah, it would have been the coolest thing ever, but it didn't.
They're
happen.
just standing really still like an owl that waits for its prey.
In the cult of the Black Death. Wait, the Owl of the. I lost it. QC.
Yeah, mistakes have been made.
Nope.
Just quit while you're
We're
ahead.
working on it. All right. It's a work in progress. Captain QC reminds me every time I need to name our cult.
Right in time.
Right on time.
The cult of the... I can't remember.
Owl of the Black Death.
It makes sense.
Right? Except it's the Black Blue Death.
I mean, something.
The
makes
blue
it make
blue
sense.
comes later.
Okay.
Kiki Jiki. Wait.
How-
How did he cast Kiki Jiki for? Oh, he's flashing in the matron.
Yep. Okay, we good. Game.
Makes
Cult
sense.
of the Black Owl of Death. Great.
There you go.
Got it. Perfect. Remind me again every time I need to say it because I can't do it. Guys, we just watched some Legacy.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we watched some Legacy.
We had it on screen.
You were watching.
Sometimes.
I didn't watch very much Legacy.
We founded a cult and a religion.
We founded a cult and a religion.
Both.
Some people followed. If you haven't followed yet, and you
People ask me personal questions about cars that my family drives.
yeah, that's
Somehow.
somewhere that
Do you
came
actually believe that? Nobody asked you anything.
Yeah.
I know. I just like showed up and started talking about cars.
in. I think Kyra and I will be back here next Tuesday.
We definitely will.
There'll be a stream on Friday as well.
And then next Friday we're gonna be in
We're going to be in
Richmond.
Yes.
Richmond. Some of you guys, if you're going to be in Richmond, you guys can
So
see these guys
the three-
and ask
so
them about their cars.
I think it's just 3 of us, right? 3 of us from the store heading
you
to
and
Richmond.
Terry.
You, me, and Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Corey was originally planning on going, but he had something that came
So,
up, so he'll probably be at EW.
Nate's not going.
And Nate's going to EW.
Okay.
So I'm going to be going to Eternal Weekend in Pittsburgh with them later this year. But yeah,
Cool.
we'll be in Richmond.
So if you want to hang out with me, if you want to hang out with Brian or Terry, definitely give us like a whisper or something.
I know
We'll make
Romario.
sure-
Romario
Yeah,
talks
Romar-
about having us out
yeah.
for drinks.
Yeah, we're gonna. He brought that up again. We'll meet up
Nice.
with him for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that because
But
he's a chill
we would
dude.
we would love to meet up with people.
There's actually a
who
bunch
hang
of the
out with
Legacy
us.
crew that I hope to meet up with, like
Yeah,
just the East Coast people. That
Cool.
will be a lot of fun.
yeah. I'm really excited.
All right, guys, that'll do it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Later, guys.